Forecasted capacity of Kyle Field in College Station is 82,000. The Aggies have drawn 86 in each of their first 2 home games. Because Johnny Manziel is in at quarterback, we could surpass the all-time crowd of 90,000 this afternoon. A school of great tradition, the march in from the core, and the presence of Reveille 8, the Texas A&M mascot. We welcome you to College Station. It's the Home Depot SEC. On CBS, it's the defending national champions against the Texas A&M Aggies. Good afternoon, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. Great to have you along. Many reasons why this is such an anticipated game. First of all, A&M won in Tuscaloosa last year. Alabama came back, won the national championship. But Johnny Manziel managed to become the only freshman to win the Heisman Trophy. He is the most polarizing figure in college sports, in part because of the well-documented off-the-field activities. But I think equally important, Gary, is his mesmerizing presence when he is actually on the field.
Well, Vern, there's no hiding that. This is a big-time player who can play in big-time games. But he came pretty close to not being in this game. And apparently the authorities felt that he walked up to that line but didn't cross it. So he's in the game, and Alabama's going to have to deal with it. And I think they're kind of glad they're facing him. They want to face the best and beat the best. And Johnny Manziel has earned everything. He's a tough guy. It's not just his passing. He can take the punishment in the SEC. He's got a great personality, and I think A&M kind of followed his ultra ego to their great season last year. He can produce the magic on any play, but don't forget that arm. When Alabama tightened up that defense in the second half, he made 3 incredible throws to put that game out of reach for Alabama and win that game. He's going to have to play pretty much up to that level to win this game.
Well, obviously, Alabama remembers they fell behind 20-0 in that one, came back in the second half. What did they learn, and how do they defend him today?
Vern, I think both teams learned something, but what Alabama learned, I think, is you can't play soft. You can't give Johnny Manziel a lot of space. And I think the 2 guys responsible for this in this up-tempo will be C.J. Mosley, the linebacker who will be shadowing Johnny Mosley tight this year, not with a lot of space, and then maybe the quarterback in that secondary, Vinny Sunseri. He's a veteran now. We've seen him. It's his 3rd year playing. He's going to be calling those secondary moves to try to take some of those plays away from this high-powered, up-tempo A&M offense.
Well, how's this for an oddity? You've got a quarterback in his 3rd year. He's led his team to back-to-back national titles. And A.J. McCarron is kind of the other quarterback in this game.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm not saying that around him. This guy's a fierce competitor. When he hasn't had his best game in the past, like LSU in that 9-6 game, he came back in that national championship game and he was on fire. I don't think he believes he had his A game a year ago against Texas A&M. If he ups his game, how does A&M stop one of the best, winningest quarterbacks in college football?
The house is full. The Crimson Tide about to take the field. And here comes the team that has won the last 2 national championships, 3 out of the last 4. There's the man who's led them to those accomplishments, Nick Saban. Now get ready for the roar. The Aggies are playing their 3rd consecutive game in Kyle Field. They opened with a win against Rice and then came back last week and spanked Sam Houston State. And let's go to Tracy with Nick Saban.
Thanks a lot, Vern. Coach, you faced him last year. You had 9 months to watch film, another week off before this one. How better prepared is your team to handle him today?
I think our team is well prepared. I think they got confidence in what they do. They've got a lot of good players. It's going to come down to how well we execute, how well we play, how well we cover, how well we rush, how well we move the ball on offense. I mean, it's all going to be about what we do in this little 53 yards by 100-yard triangle right here.
Thanks a lot. Good luck.
Thanks.
You know, he's done pretty well in that little area of turf.
Geometry a little maybe off,
yeah.
But who cares if you can win national championships, triangle, rectangle, what's the difference, right?
Well, the Aggies a little bit late appearing on the field. I think we're about at the moment. Sam Miller carrying the 12-man flag, and here comes A&M. Aggies won the toss, and A&M will get the ball. And when we return, Tracy will be with Kevin Sumlin. Indeed, they do meet again, and just moments ago, Tracy with Kevin Sumlin.
Thanks, Coach. Everyone wants to talk about Johnny Manziel, but they have a pretty good quarterback, too, and A.J. McCarron. You get a lot of players back on your defense. How well prepared are you to stop this offense today?
Well, we got a bunch of new starters back in there. Good thing for us because they played in this game before. Feel good about our confidence level and getting our leadership and communication back on defense.
We appreciate it. Good luck today.
All right, thank you.
Tracy, thank you. Aggies won the toss. They have elected to receive. That means Cade Foster will kick off for Alabama. I laughed at the local weather guy last night. He said there's a cold front coming through. Well, it dropped from 96 to 94. It's kind of typical. For the first time this year, Brandon Williams, number 5, is back to return the kick. He's yet to perform this chore this season. And he will bring it out from 5 yards in. But not very far. And on the field to open the game, Johnny Manziel. Ben Molina will open as the running back. That wasn't quite the response we expected.
He hasn't done anything yet.
No, you're right. That's a designed run. Molina with a great block. Oh, boy. And then Sunseri comes up to make the tackle. But what a picture-perfect block by the running back.
Well, this is reminiscent of last year's game when A&M started out the game with the quarterback draws. Remember, they went 9 plays for a touchdown and never even had a third down.
Goes deep. Mike Evans. They went right at John Fulton, number 10. So the run from Manziel, the 32-yard pass and catch. Mike Evans. And here comes the quick no-huddle offense. Umpire stands over the ball.
They only have 10 men on the field. There goes number 11. Now Alabama will be allowed to substitute.
Umpires back over. Brandon Ivory, who was in there for the moment on first down. We don't expect to see the nose guard all that much today. And now out of the gun, the pistol. Here's the option read. Manziel puts a move on Denzel Duvall, number 30, but he didn't get that much out of it. Good to have the Cal back. The Chick-fil-A starting lineups. You've met the quarterback. Matthews, Harrison, Matthews' brother, younger brother, Ifedi, Ogbuehi, Evans, Kennedy, Holmes, Walker, and Molina. Jake Matthews moved from right tackle to left. Here's Manziel going deep again. And there's Evans again. And Fulton defeated again.
Well, you know, Vern, this was a pressure point that I've talked about all week. Alabama loves to go man-to-man bump and run, and a 6'5" receiver, Evans, is a tough matchup.
Molina, oh boy, did C.J. Mosley nail him. Well, we talked about Mike Evans on the pregame show. Mike Evans in his career has never caught fewer than 4 passes in each game, 15 in a row. That's every game he's played.
Yes, and remember this again, last year A&M started out the game 9 plays, never even got to a third down play. They haven't had a third down play yet in this drive.
Double tight ends now. Cameron Clear on the right side and Nehemiah Hicks, number 81, on the left side. Molina still the running back. Here's the option to the left side. The pitch, Molina. Can he get in? No. He did not. C.J. Mosley made the tackle.
Alabama reacted like the ball went to the ground, but let's see if Molina reached out to force the ball on the ground. We can't see it there. Remember, he just has to break the front side of the plane. Well, he clearly crossed the line. Was his knee down? This should be reviewed.
Ben Oldham is our replay official today, and I guess he's reviewed it and decided the play will stand. Whoops, mistake. Well, there's the answer. That's Cameron Clear. This time no fumble when he hit his back. But how about that for a quick start?
Well, again, people have said, can Johnny Manziel do it again? I've said he's going to have to. So far he is.
Taylor Bertolette is on. Manziel perfect on the drive. And Clear makes his first catch, a memorable one, a touchdown. He's a junior college transfer.
Well, Vern, you're right. Maybe bumping into the running back or a guard or whatever is part of the new offense. Here is the tight end. He's just going to go out. We're going to get the other tight end in the flat. It's passing 101. Manziel bumps, doesn't fumble this time, and he's got an easy pitch for the touchdown.
That's Trey Carson, who was in at running back. Cameron Clear wide open. Aggies lead. Well, that happened quickly.
Well, this offense and this series was scripted. New coordinator Jake Spavital called the play, started out with a quarterback run, then he went to the mismatch, to Evans down the sideline, got his right foot in, and then on third down, Manziel bumps into the running back and makes the high throw just exactly the way you want it. Now remember, Alabama's defense is predicated on bump and run with those corners to the outside. Right there, the message for A&M was, if you want to play bump and run, we're going to attack your bump and run. And we're going to run our quarterback. That's a message from A&M to Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. If you want to do it, be ready. We're going to attack it.
Taylor Bertolette will kick off. He had 65 touchbacks in last year's 11-2 season, and the two deep men for Alabama, Christian Jones and Dee Hart. Christian Jones, in the one game they have played, returned a kickoff 94 yards for a TD against Tech. And this will go in the direction of Christian Jones, and he will follow Dee Hart out of the end zone. Will spin move, and a great defensive play downfield by the Aggies by the special team star, Tony Hurd Jr.
I thought Christian Jones tried to do too much here. You know, he had the wedge to the right. He got a little bit fancy. He could have got that ball out to the 20-yard line if he would have stayed with the return call.
Alabama has it on offense for the first time. McCarron, look to the right. His career record, 50 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. Last year, he threw 3 interceptions. TJ Yeldon is the running back. He'll come over left guard. Can't break the tackle, or might have gone for a huge gain. Howard Matthews with the tackle. And let's check Alabama's starting offense. They're going quickly. We'll do so. Here we are. Kouandjio, Kelly Steen Shepard, and then you've got the skill positions. Yeldon in the backfield, and Christian Jones opens. Well, now they've got 2 wide receivers, and O.J. Howard is the tight end, tight right, and it is O.J. Howard. In response to having his name called on television, he says, I'm going early.
Well, remember, O.J. Howard's the young one. He's the freshman. He's the one that hasn't been on the road in the SEC with this type of atmosphere before.
Two receivers wide right, DeAndrew White and Christian Jones. Amari Cooper, I beg your pardon. That's Christian Jones.
I think that was whistled dead.
Another false start.
I believe so.
Tom Ritter is our referee today.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, left guard, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Ari Kouandjio, another young player. Remember, he's in for Chance Warmack's spot a year ago. He leaned back. Boy, you could barely see that, could you? That's cutting it fine.
Here's a nit. Let's pick it. 2nd and 13. Quick strike. DeAndrew White. Equally quick defensive play by Tony Hurd, number 4. Defensively for the Aggies, and they got 4 suspended starters back. This is the first time this year that they have the 11 men they expected to start defensively, particularly Stephen Jenkins, one of the 4 who sat out 2 games suspension of team rules.
Interesting call. You've got a senior quarterback who's been through it all. You went 3 and out last year on your first series. You don't want to do it again. What do they call?
Ryan Kelly, the new center. They call a draw play for Yeldon, and he gets nothing. Nate Askew.
Vern, this was a bad start for Alabama. Remember, Christian Jones on the kickoff return didn't follow the wedge. They ran a great gash play on first down, had back-to-back penalties, and they ended up eventually doing a 3 and out.
On to punt is Cody Manziel. He had to punt 9 times in that opener against Virginia Tech. Had a great average, but a bit busier than he had hoped to be. Here's Manziel from the end zone. Mandel. I got Manziel on the mind. Mandel. 55-yard punt, 6 on the return. He will be on the sidelines with Phil and Jim. The NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. Take a look at this. Over the last 11 games, the Aggies have scored almost at will. Here's the designed run going left. Manziel, little swivel hip, and Clinton Dix makes the tackle. It was Jermaine Ifedi who led him around.
It was, and some good blocking up there by Ifedi, as you called it. He pulled around and just collapsed the defensive end for Alabama.
4 wides this time, actually 5. 5 DBs. No, make it 6 for the Crimson Tide. Manziel chased by C.J. Mosley. Pretty good stuff.
You watching after this first down now. Mosley was coming in free. Manziel just beat him. But A&M will go real fast now after this first down.
Jarek Williams, number 20, comes in as the 6th Alabama defensive back. They do have 4 down.
Got him again.
Wow, Evans.
Yep, got him again. Right at the bottom of the screen, watch him beat the press coverage right from the line of scrimmage, wide open. Don't get any more open than that. Easy pitch and catch.
That was Cyrus Jones. It had been John Fulton who was victimized twice.
And Mike Evans goes 6'5", and he might not run a 4.4, but he's very difficult to jam at the line of scrimmage.
Carson and Molina in the backfield. That's Trey Carson to the right. Manziel lobs it up. Evans. Foot came down out of bounds on the line. Cyrus Jones, pretty good coverage.
You know, I mean, it's you got a mismatch out there, and why not do it? You almost feel, if you're A&M, if you wanted to, look at the size of Evans and his arms, those shoulders. He was a basketball player coming out of high school. Look at that man. Jones is 5'10", going up against 6'5".
Molina cuts it back, right side, struggles. Breaks the plane. Aggie touchdown. They're up by 13.
They didn't make a lot, but they didn't need a lot.
So far, only the location has changed.
That's exactly right.
We've gone from Tuscaloosa to College Station, but this is a mirror-like image of the meeting last year in November between these two. Extra point from Bertolette is up. Kevin Sumlin. Hey, this is kind of fun.
When you have a hot quarterback and you have a mismatch in college football, and Mike Evans is a mismatch. He's a big, strong, physical guy, and no matter where you have him, he's man-to-man, and you're afraid the whole time.
Now what do we do? It's been all Aggies so far. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Alabama 3 and out on a possession that went nowhere.
Merton, if I'm calling plays right now for Alabama, I know I cannot put my defense back out there. I got to look at my best group of plays right now and say, AJ, I got to have a drive.
Taylor Bertolette will kick it deep. D. Hart and Christian Jones. Jones brought it out of the end zone last time, and D. Hart thought about it, then takes a knee.
You notice he wasn't out there, Christian Jones, didn't you?
See more of today's game with the all-22 camera angle exclusively on CBSSports.com. Watch the action now live at cbssports.com/SEC. Jalston Fowler is in the backfield. Injured in the first game last season, missed the rest of the year. He's a load, listed at 6'1", 250.
He's got one-on-one to the top. Let's see if he goes to it. Behind him.
Yep.
He checked to that play. When Fowler moved over, you knew it was going to be a pass play. Cooper's wide open for an easy one. Definitely behind him.
Devontae Harris was covering on the play, but not very well.
Basically was giving him that one.
Yeah. So second down 10. Cooper and DeAndrew White top of the screen. Christian Jones in motion to create trips on the right side. Here's Cooper. He gets a nice block, and he's got a first down for Alabama. I think it was Christian Jones who delivered the block to help free him up. Amari Cooper.
And as you look at this replay, you'll see that Alabama is going to try to go a little bit up-tempo here on this one.
Now Fowler, at least for the moment, to the right side. Jones and Cooper, bottom of the screen. Kevin Norwood is up at the top. McCarron goes that direction, finds Norwood, and they'll move the chain again.
See, I think Nick Saban went to his offensive play caller, Doug Nussmeier, and said, we got to take this drive as if it's the last drive of the game. We've got to have a drive here. Give the ball to A.J., let him make some plays. We need points, at least a field goal, or more importantly, we got to take our defense off the field a little bit.
McCarron with the change of plays.
Now let's see if they come right at him with a little bit of a bam play here.
There you are. Fowler. Another first down. They moved the chains on 3 consecutive plays. That's a 16-yard run. Howard Matthews with the tackle.
And a lot of people are saying, why isn't it Yeldon? Because Fowler is a little bit more like Eddie Lacy. He's that big power back. Now remember, Alabama has to run the ball a little bit because their big plays are out of play action.
Chatting with Mark Snyder, the defensive coordinator at A&M yesterday, he said, man, am I glad number 42 is gone. That's Eddie Lacy. Here's McCarron. He's got his tight end open, Brian Vogler. And that's the 4th consecutive move the chains play.
One of the ways to stop the up-tempo team is to make sure the other up-tempo team is sitting on the sidelines.
Right. First down and 10. Norwood again, wide right. Cooper, wide left. Not that wide, just outside the hash mark. This is Vogler in motion.
Total blitz look by A&M. They did.
McCarron, right side, come back to Norwood. That's good. That's a touchdown.
Beautiful back shoulder throw. No doubt in my mind that Nick Saban said, A.J., I gotta have a drive, and A.J. produced it. One bad throw, and then he came back with a beautiful back shoulder throw and said, you know what, A&M? We got tall guys too. And we're going to make that throw on you. Got his foot down, and the ball crossed the plane. What a nice answer drive for Alabama.
Norwood, the senior, that's only his 2nd catch of the game, but timely indeed. He's listed at 6'2". There's Cade Foster with the extra point.
Well, you could see from up here, and it's obviously harder on the field than it is up here, but it was the look. You had press here, you had a crowded box, you could almost bet blitz. Mark Schneider had been up and down the field. They bring 6, you know it's one-on-one, you go back shoulder, and this just doesn't happen by chance. They do this every day.
14-7 as Alabama has its first successful offensive possession. Now Brandon Williams awaits the kickoff of Cade Foster. 14-7. That'll be
It's 2.
Out at the 2, Brandon Williams. Apparently Kevin Sumlin not happy with his returners in the first 2 games. Williams making an attempt at his second. Bobbles it out at
Well,
the 2.
I actually like the strategy. I mean, it was a low kick. He could have got it, probably got it out to the 30-yard line, but did not make the physical play. I don't think it was a bad mental play. I think it was a bad physical play.
Well, here comes Manziel again. They've not stopped him yet. Do you have any ideas?
Vern, have you ever seen those government flow charts?
Yes.
Well, we've done 28 Alabama games since I've been here with Nick Saban. And here's all the things going through my notes that I've written down what he said about stopping spread quarterbacks. It just happened to be Johnny Manziel. And what he says about them all is, you just can't do one thing. There's a bunch of them.
From behind, Collins with the tackle. That's Landon Collins.
He believes, though, the bottom is the most important. Do your job and trust the call. Stay in your lane, mix the coverages, use a spy, stop the run, though. With Johnny Manziel, that one maybe should have been a bigger gear in that flow chart.
Second down. Here's Manziel. That one's tipped. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, guys, not only do they have to worry about stopping Manziel, but so far they have to worry about stopping Mike Evans, and that was a big concern for Nick Saban. When he came off the field, he went right to Kirby Smart and said, we have to deal with that corner. Vinny Senseri came over and provided him with some suggestions as well. He said he was going to switch up Ballou and Cyrus Jones, so keep an eye out for that, guys.
Okay, that might mean that John Fulton, who played so well in this game last year, is not going to get much playing time again. He's patient as well as everything else. And look how it pays off. Here's Evans. 13 chased by 13. 6 got him. That is Clinton Dix.
Did the ball come out? They're going to call him down. When we talked to Kirby Smart, he said there will be 6 or 7 plays. Watch Evans come back on this play, about 20 yards on the play, catch the ball, and at the end of it, make the play. Can't quite clear that tailgate. It's a little bit hot up here, maybe a little moisture.
Well, we're up where planes are flying.
Interesting quote from Kirby Smart about those scramble plays by Manziel.
Here's a little clip out of the flat. That's Trey Carson. I just want to go back to that flow chart that you.
Yeah, that was.
We spent about 45 minutes with Nick Saban last night at the Alabama Hotel. And Gary very graciously presented him with
his own words.
Yes. Did you autograph it?
No, I don't think he's after my autograph. Tell you.
You don't think? Okay. It was very nice.
It was a nice job by our whole crew.
Manziel again. Whoa. Defender slipped.
It was a great read by Johnny Manziel that time. Had a soft corner. He had the inside slot guy covered, and he just took the easy one to the outside. Jarek Williams slipped on the play. He would have been the one that was responsible for that outside flat.
Well, the Aggies have moved from their own 2 across midfield.
Let me get back to that Kirby Smart coaching point about Manziel. He said 6 or 7 times in the game, Manziel is going to break us down with a scramble outside the offense. And what he said was, we can't lose them all. I mean, this is really hard when he scrambles. Last year we lost them all. We got to go at least 50% on those. And that's an interesting take on how he looks at that scramble situation. He knows how difficult it is for his defensive secondary when Manziel gets outside the pocket.
Manziel is 7 of 9 for the 146. Draw play. Trey Carson going left, bumped out of bounds. C.J. Mosley. Well, defensively, they've not solved the puzzle that is Manziel and the Aggie offense so far. Look at that.
Doesn't it seem odd? 3 receivers to the short side and nobody to the wide side.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's the quick screen.
Alabama was confused, by the way. They had a man running off the field as the ball was snapped. Actually think they thought they had 12 and they ended up with 11. I think, watch number 42 here. I think it's Hubbard runs off.
Yep.
Watch Hubbard run off, and that made they played with 10 men on that play.
Saw Kirby Smart react and get in Hubbard's face the minute he got off. Brandon Williams, number 5, who bobbled the kickoff. He's in right now. Manziel. Picked off. Hubbard. Well, Mike Evans had a great start against John Fulton.
That was a matchup where it was such a great battle last year. Alabama has switched up from Fulton. They've tried Cyrus Jones, and from Tracy's report, they might even switch Dion Blue and just follow Evans around on the field. Let's see if they do that. Blue is actually matched up with him right down now on the bottom of the screen.
No pressure on Manziel this time.
He pushed off.
Yeah.
He's going to get a push off on this one, though.
Pass is complete to number 13.
And you could see the adjustment by Alabama is to put their best guy on Evans and force A&M to go somewhere else. But I think Evans pushed off. There's no doubt about it.
Tom Ritter again is the referee in this ball game.
Pass interference, number 13, offense. 15-yard penalty. Still second down.
All right, Vern, give you a great coaching point that I heard Chris Collinsworth use, a great wide receiver in the NFL actually for all those years. He tells his young receivers, push off, but push off with your elbow, not your hand. They won't see the elbow, they will see the hand. I don't know whatever happened to Chris Collinsworth, but I know he was a good football.
And he's kind of disappeared from view. Here's another pass. It's complete. Jarrett Williams makes the tackle on Sabian Holmes, number 23.
There was a bunch of stuff that I could not fit on that flow chart, but one of the key ones going into this game because of the quick screen game for these spread teams is the defensive backs must defeat the wide receiver blocks. And on that one they did.
3rd and 26. This drive has come from the 2, 5 wides in this one. Empty backfield. And somebody moved on the left side. It looked like it might be Jarvis Harrison, number 51, the left guard. But this, yep.
3rd down.
You know, even if A&M doesn't make the first down here, and obviously it's very unlikely they do, it's almost a win for both sides here. Alabama finally got it stopped, and A&M got it off their own 2-yard line where they're going to punt Alabama down at least for a long drive.
Well, the Crimson Tide will have 4 down in 4-point stances. That's all they bring. There's a stunt. Manziel, watch out. And he's pushed out of bounds by C.J. Mosley, and there goes a member of the security staff. Hey, did you see me? I made it on television.
Yeah, and a good pull-off by C.J. Mosley here, not to get a dumb penalty. He knows he's going out of bounds. Don't give him a first down when your defense has stopped him.
So effective has been the Alabama offense, the Aggie offense in its first two, that this is only the 5th punt of the season for Drew Kaiser. Christian Jones back to return it. It will go into the end zone, touchback, and come out to the 20. Take back your Sundays with college, pro, and fantasy coverage. That other pregame show tomorrow morning at 9 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. First time the Alabama defense has stopped A&M. Got some help with an offensive pass interference penalty from Mike Evans. First down and 10 in a 14-7 ball game. 43 seconds to go, first quarter. Yeldon's back in. Didn't play all that much in the last series, which led to a touchdown. McCarron. Should have had it. Should have.
But it wasn't a great pass.
Okay.
I have to say, it was a 5-yard hitch. The ball was a slightly high, I think, and you got a 6'4" receiver there. It was one-on-one. It was easy pitch and catch. Yes, he could have had it.
Are you suggesting that?
I think it was one of those where if you'd have put it right to him, it would have been one where he could have gone and ran with it.
Okay. Thought maybe you were questioning my qualifications
no.
to say that.
Different eyes,
Well, you're taller than I am. Second down and 10. That one took off.
Yep.
That one was not catchable.
I think that was affected by the end man on the line of scrimmage that time. Same play the other way, and you could see it was about the same pass both times. Cooper could have had them, but they weren't great throws.
Third and 10. Norwood's back in. Yeldon will stay in the backfield.
I thought Obi Oha had an effect on that throw, number 95 for A&M.
Vogler, the tight end, is split out of your sight right now, bottom of the screen, or below the bottom of the screen. Stunts and a blitz. McCarron wide open. That's Cooper, who had a brilliant freshman season last year with 59 catches for an even 1,000 yards.
All right, let's go to this offensive line for Alabama. That's the question marks. And boy, T.J. Yeldon came back and got the key block to clean that throw off for A.J. McCarron. Up front, Kelly, Quanjo, Shepard, 3 new players, but it was T.J. Yeldon that made the big block because Mark Snyder and A&M brought an extra blitzer.
Looks like Cyrus Quanjo might have moved early.
The quarter expired prior to the foul. That is the end of the first quarter.
Sometimes you get a break. So, no false start. Here's the first. Here's the second. And the third. End of the first quarter. We welcome you back to Kyle Field, College Station, Texas. A good ball game, 14-7. Aggies jumped out to a 14-0 lead, but behind A.J. McCarron, Alabama answered the call for Manziel. Pretty good quarter, 51 yards on the ground and 154 yards passing. We begin the second. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson from Kyle Field. Fowler is the running back now. McCarron under Ryan Kelly, his new center, who replaced the All-American Barrett Jones. Play action. Whoops, Vogler. Missed opportunity. Well, it looked like a repeat of last year, the first 2 times A&M had the ball. Very significant, I think, Gary, the answer from Alabama.
You know, A.J. McCarron's a clutch football player. We saw it at LSU when he had 1:34 on the clock, no timeouts, their season on the line. He did it, and I felt that drive right there at that point of the game was a drive that he had to have, and he came through.
Fowler stays in. It's 2nd down and 10. Blitz. Good protection. McCarron diving try. And it's good. And let's go back to New York.
All right, Vern, thanks. A Liberty Mutual Insurance update. Remember Appalachian State? It almost happened again to Michigan. But Akron's Kyle Pohl incomplete on 4th and 3 in the final seconds. Michigan hangs on by 4. Brady Hoke still undefeated at home. Vern and Gary, back to you.
That's Adam Zucker. Thank you very much, Adam.
Man, look again. Let's see if they come again.
Pitch
Flea
back.
flicker. He's got him deep.
Yes, he does. DeAndrew White, touchdown, Crimson Tide.
You could see from the pre-read, Alabama had exactly what they wanted. Inside technique, they knew it was man-to-man, and they had the deep ball called, a brilliant call by the Alabama offense. And perfect pass by A.J. Those are the hardest ones to hit when they're wide open like that.
Cade Foster on for the extra point. Bad snap, and McCarron gets the hold down.
And the game is tied.
And we're at 14-all.
You can see the man-to-man coverage, no free safety in the middle of the field. Right now, A.J. knows in his pre-read he has exactly what he wants. When he gets it, he knows he can just let it go. Beaten by 6 yards on the play. Easy, but it had to be a gutsy call and perfect execution.
Alabama Crimson Tide with a flea flicker pass that is almost as old as I am. But it works. It can be effective.
Oh, it's tough
if you
to
sell
defend.
it. Yep.
And you know, Virginia Tech really crowded the line against Alabama in the first game, and they got away with it. When A&M has tried to crowd the line against Alabama, so far they have not got away with it.
Well, the last time we had an Alabama kickoff, we had an A&M adventure. Here's Cade Foster. Brandon Williams is back for the 3rd time. And this one will bounce and go through the end zone. And it's time now to reintroduce the Duck. There he is. Which was the last team to win 3 consecutive national championships? Well, I'm going to give it away, I think, here.
I doubt it.
No,
I know.
you don't. This is a good one. But it goes back before the Associated Press poll started. So it's nothing in the 50s, okay?
Pretty much sure there's not a lot of people that remember this.
Oh, don't you know?
Oh, now that helps.
Oh, dear. Ben Molina with the carry.
Now the interesting part, will A&M go fast? See, here's the problem with going fast. Now A&M doesn't want to put their defense back out on the field.
Gotcha.
Will they slow it down just a bit? Didn't get a lot on first down.
Five wides. Here's stunts by the Alabama D. And the catch is made by Travis Labhart. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Manziel was not on balance throwing that football, but he got it there. He's such a great athlete.
Again, stunts. And this one's overthrown. When I say there may be a flag down. There is. Flag at the end of the play. Vinny Sunseri might have gotten tagged.
Holding or pass interference, right?
Yeah, one or the other. Holding.
Now remember, this A&M team, as much as they look,
Number 3, defense. It's a 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
as much as they appear to be a wide open spread passing team, and so far they are today. As we look at the replay, watch Sunseri reach out and grab him. Got his jersey right there just for about a half a second, but that threw the defender off. They led the SEC in rushing last year. Remember that. And in the Kevin Sumlin era, they've never run the ball in any game less than 29 times.
Right. First down after the holding call, and flag thrown by Tom Ritter, and there's one at the line as well.
Snap infraction, number 56, offense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That's Mike Matthews. Oh, hello. Hello.
He knew it wasn't supposed.
No, of course not.
He got half it right, halfway through. He did the Tiger Woods. You know, I don't want to swing. He just held it off there.
Oh, what an embarrassing moment. If you're the only guy who had that as the count. Out on the left side, it's Darrell Walker. Well, the Matthews brothers are in this offensive line. Jake, the All-American, has moved to left tackle. It all started with Clay Sr., who played at Georgia Tech, now lives in South Carolina. And you have Clay Jr., and we'll get back to that shortly. Darrell Walker. Denzel Duvall with the tackle, gain of 16.
Be ready, Alabama. They're going to speed it up on you now.
On first down, boy, they really come.
Yep. Manziel's like a point guard out there right now, isn't he?
Well, it's funny. Chuck Gardner a while ago, our statistician, slipped me a note. He said this is like basketball on grass.
Yeah, I mean, but he, you know, another guy he played like, Charlie Ward, who ended up being an NBA basketball player. I think he's got a better arm than Charlie Ward. Sorry, Charlie, but he can really fire the ball.
Now, Kirby Smart was telling us, the defensive coordinator at Alabama, that is who Manziel reminded him of.
First play of the game, this is what they started the game with.
Started the stiff arm, and there was no need for it.
So here goes third down now. This is the ball game. This was what bothered Nick Saban last year. In the first half, A&M scorched him. Something like 7 for 8, 8 for 9 in the first half. In the second half, Alabama settled down. But this is where Nick prides his defense in, right here.
He's got 3 down on this third down and 8. Looks like 5 might be coming. And it is a 5-man rush. Manziel retreats. Look at this. He's still on his feet and heaves it deep. Oh my gosh.
Can you say magic?
Edward Pope at the receiving end.
That's Jeffrey Pagan, a 275-pound player that he got away from. And he might already have Johnny Manziel a signature play for this year now.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Gary. There's Pagan.
I thought any instant the whistle was going to blow in the grasp. And all of a sudden he got away. Mosley got the last hit on him. And then up and making the catch. What a play by Pope. Unbelievable. What a play by Manziel. That is a shocking play.
Remember when he bobbled the ball? We didn't know about it last year until we got into replay. Well, there is a player down. Johnny Manziel threw that last one 45 yards for a 12-yard gain. As a freshman, Johnny Manziel won the Heisman Trophy, first freshman to ever do so. It's only week 3, but that's a pretty good Heisman Trophy moment right there.
And when Tracy goes to New York tomorrow, she might want to ask Eli if that reminded him of any throw he made in some game a while back. Eli to David Tyree, right?
Yeah, but Tyree didn't, he used his helmet more than he did his hands. Here's Manziel again. Clinton Dix with the tackle. 5,116 total yards last year. He had 1,410 on the ground.
Alabama has to be careful not to get demoralized after a play like that. They had great defense on the series, and the guy made a play, a 1 in 100 play.
Molina breaks the tackle, the first one of Brandon Ivory. And then Landon Collins finally got there to stop it. I'm thinking of our conversation with Nick Saban last night, and he was looking back on last year's game. He said, we didn't stop them on third down inside the red zone once in the first half.
Said we got to hold them to at least one field goal. See, now Mike Evans enters the fray here again.
And John Fulton is back.
Right, because Blue was hurt, right?
Right, exactly.
So there we got that matchup, and he's off now. Now watch for the slant up top.
Instead, it's Manziel down to the 4. Jeffrey Pagan, number 8.
Tackle made by number 8.
The fellow who will not sleep tonight because he'll be remembering that he thought he had Manziel for the sack on that
3-yard gain.
3rd and 8 play.
2nd and goal at the Alabama 4.
This is the 11th play of the drive. 2nd down goal. Craig Carson is the running back. Manziel into the end zone. Intercepted.
That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe.
Cyrus Jones.
Johnny Manziel, it's a terrible mental mistake.
Cyrus Jones with the interception.
He got too cute, too cocky on this one. He's got a pitch and catch with your 6'5" guy to one side, and he goes to the far side to Williams. What a play by Cyrus Jones, and a turnover by Alabama. Nick Saban, as you said, they needed one of them, and they got a gift, and Cyrus Jones made the play.
Crimson Tide got a big break when Johnny Manziel tried to loft it into the end zone. It's now time to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success.
Well, it was my task to come up for a formula to beat this Alabama team here. And really, I go back to what I think is important in any football game. You have to have an efficient quarterback, hold the team under 150 yards rushing, win special teams, and importantly, be yourself. But let's give Alabama some credit here. You just can't be efficient. You got to be exceptional at quarterback to beat Alabama. And they run the ball great. 150, if you hold them 20% more. 180, you're doing a job. You might not win special teams, but you can't lose them. But still, you got to be yourself to beat them. Don't go out from what you do to beat Alabama.
Members of the Corps who stand throughout the game. A tradition that began during the first appearance of the 12th man in 1922. And here's Kenyon Drake, who was suspended for the first game. And he makes the first run for him this year.
Interesting balance of plays here as we get to this point in the game, Vern. A&M has run the ball 16 times and thrown it 17. Alabama, only 4 runs. That was just their 4th run of the game, and they've thrown the ball 12 times. Now, Alabama made a name for themselves with balance, and it's A&M that's more balanced so far in this game.
Vogler starts across the backfield. McCarron play action again. Comes out, lofts it. He's got a crossing pattern underneath. O.J. Howard, who is a true freshman from Prattville, Alabama.
And he's going to be a star. He's still lean, but he's one of those tight ends that are receivers. He's like an Ozzie Newsome. How about that? He's a young Ozzie Newsome. I don't know if he's that good, but I mean, he's that type of player. Nobody really goes into Ozzie's class yet, but he's that style.
Gain of 27. Play action again. Kenyon Drake with a good block. Gives McCarron all day. And it's incomplete. Let's go back to the studio. Adam Zucker for a Liberty Mutual update.
All right, thanks, Vern. I want to show you a special moment at Rutgers today. Eric LeGrand having his number retired at halftime of the Scarlet Knights win over Eastern Michigan. The first player ever to have his number retired in their 144-year history, and they won. He was smiling, 28-10. Vern, back to you.
Adam, thank you. It's 14-14 here as we're 4 seconds away from the 9-minute mark. Number 2 is DeAndrew White. He caught the touchdown pass. They go the other direction, and this is Kenny Bell flying down the sidelines. He will not be caught. Go-ahead touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Well, once he got the football, one missed tackle from the secondary, and it was gone. It was Honeycutt, Clay Honeycutt, I'm being told, is the guy that missed the tackle, but it was a great block inside on the play on the slot receiver that really sprung the play, and an accurate pass from A.J. got him going quickly.
Foster with the extra point. It is up and good. Kenny Bell, who earlier this season left the team, but only for a day. He said he wanted to take care of his family. Nick Saban gave him a day off, and his retirement lasted for about 24 hours. Aren't they glad?
Adam Zucker here in New York. Coming up on the Geico Halftime Report, Tim Spencer and Brian will analyze the first half, and I'll update you on scores and highlights coming up on the Geico Halftime Report.
Alabama has come from 14 down. They've scored their last 3 possessions. And let's take a look at the last one.
Watch Christian Jones do the little thing right here. Mark Snyder's going to try to get cute here and switch up. He brings this guy in and this guy over. But Christian Jones reads the play, and A&M kind of runs right into the block. A perfect block by Christian Jones. So Christian Jones, who had the great game receiving, punt returns, catching the ball, comes back the next week and does his job. Again, he was supposed to block. He read the rotation perfectly, got the block, and got a big play out of it.
And think about how this drive started. On a goal line play, Johnny Manziel trying to, as you said, get cute.
And you know what is interesting now? Both McCarron and Manziel have both thrown for over 200 yards with 8.5 minutes, or 8:55 to go in the second half, first half.
And they decide to bring it out, does Laquiliante Gonzalez. I was hoping I'd get to announce that name before it was all over. And time now to cue the duck one more time. Which team was the last team to win 3 consecutive? You've got to go back to the Gophers. 34, 35, and 36. I did? I gave it away, really?
All right, let's set this drive up. Up-tempo team. A&M now, their defense have just given up touchdowns on 3 consecutive drives. Now the pressure shifts to the A&M offense.
Okay. They've
been stopped 2 straight times. I think if you're Manziel and Kevin Sumlin, you're thinking if they get another stop, they may put another one on us.
He comes near side. He's got a man open. Oh, what a collision.
No, that was a great play that time, I believe, by Clinton Dix.
And there is a flag down.
I don't know what he's supposed to do.
No, Darrell Walker was the intended receiver.
He came across, balls there. Did his head hit him first?
Crown of the helmet?
I don't think it was crown of the helmet. I thought he was trying to intercept the ball. He didn't lower his helmet at all. They just bumped into each other. He was trying to catch the ball, Clinton Dix was. You see his hands go up? I think that's a good play. The officials right now are deciding, will they pick the seat? Clinton Dix just said I was trying to catch the ball.
Here's Tom Ritter.
Personal foul. Defense, number 6. Targeting foul.
Oh, that
By
means
rule number 6.
That's an ejection.
It's just qualified.
Oh.
The prior play is under further review. 15 yards from the previous spot.
Now, the booth can overturn the ejection. They can't overturn the penalty.
No player shall target and initiate contact to the head or neck area of a defenseless opponent with a helmet, forearm, hand, fist, elbow, or shoulder. When in question, it is a foul. Rule 9, Section 1.
Now remember, the replay booth can only overturn the ejection. In essence, what they're going to say, though, if they overturn it, they're going to say it shouldn't have even been a call. Watch him look up for the ball and try to catch it. And he bumps into him with his left shoulder. He sees the ball, he reaches up. Well, I'm not even sure if he didn't touch the ball first on the play.
Looked like it might have from that angle.
I will make you a bet, Vern, that he at least gets to come back in the game.
Ben Oldham again is our replay official.
Once the official put his fist to his head, that's the signal for targeting, and it's potentially an ejection from the game. Again, this rule is put in for the safety of the defenseless receiver.
Well, I'm guessing there's some discussion going on.
And Clinton Dix is one of the most important players in this secondary for Alabama. Comes across, puts his hand up, they run into each. Well, we'll see. You could see the whole A&M bench react to it and start pointing to the official. Now remember, for the referee out there, this is happening 100 miles an hour.
Right.
And he is being told to err on the side of safety for the player. But now the replay booth has an opportunity to get Clinton Dix back in the game. Not to overturn the penalty, but to get Clinton Dix back in the game.
After video review, it was not a targeting foul. However, the 15-yard penalty will stay. Number 6 will remain in the game.
See, here's the problem with this right now is, in essence, the booth just said it wasn't a foul.
Right.
And look at the big play it gave A&M, because this would have been an incomplete pass, and now it's 15 yards and a first down. Hey, it's the rules, and remember, the goal of the rules is safety of the player. So this is what we're going to live with.
.841 to go in the half. Manziel, this time he cannot escape. A'Shawn Robinson, number 86.
A'Shawn Robinson gets inside, penetration. Gets over the middle from Mike Matthews' block that time. The quick screen to the outside was taken away by Alabama, and Manziel had nowhere to go.
Lost 5, 2nd and 15. Molina comes to the near side. Manziel drills it. Inbounds, yes. Molina with the catch.
3rd and about 7 or 8. Here we go again. Manziel doing what he does. You can talk all about, nice job by Molina, running back to do that. Talk all about throwing with your weight and proper distribution, but Manziel makes the throws off balance as good as anybody I've seen.
Well, if you believe it's all about third downs, either defending or converting, here we are again. 3rd and 6. Dropped him. C.J. Mosley, Pagan, and Adrian Hubbard. All 3 had a part of the tackle.
Great disguise by the Alabama secondary. They baited Manziel. They made it look like the inside slot was open, and then they switched after the snap. Manziel thought he had him. They didn't happen, and then the sack happened.
Drew Kaiser is on to punt. Flag is down.
Dangerous call. Did Alabama have too many men on the field? It was 4th and 6, remember. I did not notice it.
Yep. Substitution.
They had 12 men on the field. The 12th guy ran on late, panicked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and your punt returner. The last guy ran on the field thinking he was supposed to be out there, and that was the mistake. Now 4th and 1, isn't it? Now what do you do? What do you do if you're Kevin Sumlin? You really don't want to give Alabama the ball at midfield.
Kevin Sumlin, second year. Here's
Infraction on the defense. The 12th man came on the field while the ball was alive. That 5-yard penalty will be enforced at the end of the kick. First out.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, that's the first time we thought we'd refer to Alabama with the 12th man.
That's true. But the rule is enforced at the end of the kick. Well, that's a big break for Alabama, because I think A&M would have gone for that play.
Sure, I do too. So Alabama does get the break. Now these two, who were, by the way, roommates at the Manning Passing Academy. McCarron stayed a little longer than Manziel did. But look at the days they've had.
Yes. But now Alabama has been playing the numbers. Mark Snyder, the defensive coordinator for A&M, has been basically using the Virginia Tech defensive style. Crowd the box, challenge Alabama to throw the ball, and Alabama's been doing it. Only have run the ball 4 times in the first half.
A.J. McCarron, 26 and 2 as the starting quarterback for the Crimson Tide. They'll come up the middle. T.J. Yeldon, and a good positive piece of yardage on first down.
Very interesting to see if Nick gets involved here a little bit and says, you know what I would like if I had my druthers? A drive and score with 8 seconds on the clock at the end of this half. I don't care if it's a field goal or a touchdown. Take up some clock.
Fowler tight to the right side. They go left with Yeldon. There was Vogel with the block, and Yeldon slips the tackle and gets out of bounds. That moves the chain.
I think he ran right through Deshaun Hall's arms there, number 10, wasn't it? No, it was actually number 16, Donnie Baggs. Nice job keeping your presence, keeping your balance, reading the block in front of you, not going out of bounds, everything moving the clock and the chains. A&M playing much softer in the secondary now. Alabama runs it.
Yeldon breaks 2 tackles, hit from behind, but holds on. Anthony Steen with the clearing block.
Well, last year Alabama obviously used to go left a lot, but now right behind Anthony Steen, one of those returners, turns his man nicely, and Yeldon bounces off a couple tackles for another big play.
True freshman, number 45, made the tackle for the Aggies, Jordan Mastro Giovanni. Sounds like we should be a conductor.
Kevin Sumlin's going to take a timeout here.
Yeah. Well, if you're among those who did join late, this one started out like it was a mirror image of last year's game. The Aggies scored 14, but Alabama's come back with 3 TDs to take the lead. 21-14, Crimson Tide leading Texas A&M. Let's take a look at today's Facebook poll question. Which team had the greatest run of success this decade? Southern Cal, Florida, or Alabama during the current time? To vote, log on to facebook.com/SEC on CBS to make your voice heard. First down 10, 5:21 to go. First half. Play action to fake to Yeldon. McCarron goes deep left. He's got a man wide open. That's Kevin Norwood, who has one of the touchdown catches in this game. That's a gain of 17.
Run the ball a few times, and all of a sudden Doug Nussmeier says, all right, I'll give you a little play action pass just to know that we can do that. Alabama has not ran it a lot, Vern, but they're averaging 7.3 yards per attempt.
And this is an Aggie defense playing together for the first time this year. Had those 4 starters suspended for 2 full games and another couple for a game each. Yeldon almost broke that.
Number 4, Yeldon on the carry.
Johnny Manziel.
Tackle made by number 29.
The magic was there on that heave of 45 yards for a 12-yard gain. But later in that same drive, a big Manziel mistake when he tried to get into the corner to a freshman, J.K. Williams, and was intercepted in the end zone. Cyrus Jones made the interception.
A&M's outnumbered to the left.
Yeldon. Nothing. Tony Hurd.
Let me tell you how big of a third down this is for Texas A&M. There's 3.5 minutes when this ball is going to be snapped, and Alabama gets the ball to start the second half. So if they don't stop him here, it could go 28 or 24-14, and then Alabama gets the ball again. They could really create some space before Manziel hits the field again.
3rd and 4. Three-man rush across the middle. Got it. Vogler. And a first down at the 32-yard line.
I'll tell you, that offensive line that Virginia Tech put pressure on A.J. McCarron have done a great job here. That was Manziel's 3rd choice. He wanted to go to Cooper. He wanted to go to the corner route. Excuse me, McCarron's 3rd choice on the play. And he came back to the tight end on the play.
Well, it is an offensive line with 3 new starters, replacing All-Americans Chance Warmack, Barrett Jones, and another guy who's been in the news recently, DJ Fluker.
No help up here at all. Deep. No help deep.
Now they back off at the last minute. McCarron sidearms it and completes it to Kenyon Drake, the running back. We did have a chance to talk to A.J. McCarron last night. We've not had a chance to talk to Johnny Manziel.
Well, we didn't get a chance to talk to A.J. his first 3 years either.
Well, that's true, too. But
Vern, they got to earn their chance to talk to you.
Oh,
you know that?
brother.
Just some simple little Heisman. That doesn't get you in the room with Vern Lundquist. I'll tell you that right now.
You know, Tracy has something on both of us. Tracy Wolfson. She did a one-on-one with Manziel at Media Days last summer. The Wolf. Kenyon Drake in the backfield. 2 minutes to go, first half. Here's Drake. Remember what you said, Gary, how susceptible they were to the run. Let's check in with Trace.
Well, guys, that's right. I did have a chance to sit down with him at the SEC Media Days, and it was amongst all the craziness that has happened. And I asked him, what is your motto? And he said, live hard, play play hard. And then he just looked at me, winked, and then gave me another motto that I think he would rather us, tell to the audience instead, guys. But he's an unbelievable character and really handled the media extremely well. I was very impressed.
I'm glad you could tell us that, Trace, because we don't know.
Could not have been a more perfect drive for Alabama.
They'll try Kenyon Drake again. He breaks to the outside. Amari Cooper trying to help with the block.
Kenyon Drake was a bit in the doghouse for Alabama. Now he's back. But, Vern, I've been to a number of Alabama practices, and Kenyon Drake sometimes on the scout team. And he's going up against the Alabama defense, and the Alabama starters were going, that boy is bad. He can move. He has the respect of everybody on that defensive team. One of the fastest football players, at least running backs, for Alabama.
How about this? Final minute of the first half. First and goal from the 4. And Yeldon is back in the running back spot. He'll come right. He's got a touchdown for the Crimson Tide. They have scored 28 unanswered.
A perfect drive. Started with 7:08 on the clock, and they got it down to 45 seconds.
Now we saw a little sign being made there after he crossed into the end zone. I wonder if they're going to get him for excessive celebration.
Oh, yes,
yeah.
He is.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. He did the money sign and then the throat slash.
Yeah.
That's a dead ball foul. One more dead ball foul now for TJ Yeldon, and he'll be ejected from the game.
Okay. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 4 offense, that 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
And I'm telling you, he's going to get an earful from Nick Saban, because that puts Manziel now with the opportunity to get, there's the finish. Yep, double throat slash. That's going to put Manziel, you watch. Oh yeah, we missed it. We were late. We had already yelled at him. Because that's going to put now an opportunity with A&M having 2 timeouts to put points on the board.
Kate Foster, again McCarron with a nice hold.
The kick is good.
It's just.
It's selfish.
It's so
selfish. It's just selfish. It's selfish.
(28-14) Alabama, but Yeldon called for the unsportsmanlike. How's Johnny Manziel fared today?
Well, he's making the plays like we know he can. He's just too good to shut out, and as we said, he can produce magic. He makes the throw. Probably shouldn't have thrown it, but what the heck? Put it up there, and his guy got it. He either made a mental mistake or the play was a silly call. Mike Evans is a mismatch. You go to a freshman instead of a guy that you almost can guarantee the worst you're going to get the other side of the field is an incomplete pass.
Well, the Aggies get it back with 2 timeouts remaining and a 15-yard penalty tagged on, so the kickoff will come from the 20-yard line.
It's a good thing TJ Yeldon's such a good football player, because if A&M puts points on the board, he might have a rough halftime.
Laquiliante Gonzalez and Ben Molina await the kickoff, and they moved up to the 15-yard line. This will be Molina at the 22. I beg your pardon, it's Gonzalez. Well, it's great to have the studio moving alongside with us, and so when we come up with a Geico halftime report, Tim, Spencer, Brian, and the gang. I think Tony Barnhart is here. I know he's here.
Yes, he is.
Yes. And they'll be coming along shortly. 40 seconds to go. That's a lifetime from Manziel. Look at this, 270 yards already. There's Manziel coming left. Malcolm Kennedy made the catch.
Alabama staying in soft zone, trying to let it happen in front of them.
Manziel Oh, he's got a man open. It's Evans again. Well, there you go.
Boy, that's just a bust by Johnny Fulton. He was the short corner, nobody in the flat, and he got turned around. You could see Nick in the background upset with him. One of the things he takes pride in is his corner with 15 seconds left in the half, finding the ball, know where the football is when it's in the air.
A lot of time, deep down the middle, overthrown and incomplete, intended from Malcolm Kennedy, who had that really important catch a year ago in the Aggies' upset of Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
Let me show you what the rules are attempting to do. By calling the penalties, watch Clinton Dix on this play at the end of it pull off the receiver and not hit him. That's what the rule is intending in the long run to do for those defenseless receivers.
Three-man rush. Manziel still upright. The cross-body throw, wide open receiver. That's Malcolm Kennedy again, and the clock winds down. The half has ended.
I'll tell you, it was a gutsy comeback by A.J. McCarron in Alabama because they were knocked down early in this half.
A&M led 14-0, and Nick Saban's bunch came back with 28. Let's go down to Trace with Nick Saban.
That's right, Vern. Coach, you started out down 14. How do you like how your team, though, just rebounded quickly there?
Well, I like the resiliency that we're playing with. We're doing a really good job on offense, controlling the line of scrimmage, throwing the ball, making some plays, but we got to play better on defense. Too many mental errors. You know, guys aren't trusting and doing what they're supposed to do, so, you know, they're a good team, so every time you don't do what you're supposed to do, you pay for it.
Speaking of mental errors, what did you say to T.J. Yeldon after that touchdown?
Well, you know, that's not us. All right, that's not what we do. All right, so, you know, it costs a 15-yard penalty, which could have gave them an opportunity to score. So it's not smart.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Vern.
All right, there's the reason for the 15-yard penalty. First, the give me some money sign, and then the throat slash. That's the end of the first half. Score is 28-14. Tim Brando will be along with the Geico halftime report after this word from your local station.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geico Halftime Report. I'm Tim Brando with the score here in College Station. Alabama leading Texas A&M with 28 unanswered points after falling behind by 14. I'm joined by Spencer Tillman and Brian Jones. Statistically, gentlemen, this looks like Johnny Football's day. However, one pick turned this entire game around, and it's now given Alabama supremacy and a chance to run and pound this game in the second half.
Well, there's no question about the fact that A.J. McCarron has been instrumental in the comeback. But again, as we pointed out earlier, unless that running game comes back, it's going to be difficult for them to sustain that. What A.J. McCarron did is what he's been doing throughout his tenure here at Alabama. It took a trick play, though, to get it done. That's the one thing that we have to come back to. Busted coverage, a mistake by Texas A&M on the backside. Again, the poor angle right here by the end safety. You got to get your head on the outside of him, BJ, to put yourself in a position to make a tackle. So the takeaway for me, guys, is yes, Alabama has come back, but it's been a result of mistakes by A&M and poor tackling on the back end defensively.
You're right. That's glaring there, and the interception in the end zone by Johnny Football. But A.J. McCarron, only 110 passing yards a week ago, 251 already in the first half. But transitioning to Manziel, this young man, he just put on a show until that interception that we talked about. That was a 14-point swing, but we talked earlier about him extending plays. But this young man is adept at passing the ball, staying in the pocket, and his favorite receiver all day has been Mike Evans.
And he's doing it on the move, too, again, extending that play there. And then you see him, his help comes from the receivers who are able to come back from the ball. And we characterize this as like a circus early on with respect to how Kevin Sumlin has handled it. That's why, because it is a circus-like play, and he's been delivering those all year long.
Yeah, but that play, the one you just saw, compounded by the pick, really turn the tide in this game. Evans is clearly a go-to guy, the receiver.
Yeah, we pointed out the fact that they've got big body receivers, and Mike Evans, chief among them, really showed how he's able to come back to the ball and make a play. Here on this particular route here on the sideline, he goes up and takes that 3 or 4 inch advantage here. Coming back to the ball on this particular play, actually weaved right between the coverage there by Johnny Manziel. That's just his accuracy and mobility. Here the receiver comes back and helps him out on the comeback route. That's creativity, and as we talked about, and Timmy, you and I have shared this, 78% of the plays that he's coming on are off-schedule plays. Yes. He has an outstanding talent. He's got the wide receivers to help him pay it off.
All right, here's the deal. You give Nick Saban a 2-touchdown lead. Yep. He can control this game. When they get the ball to open the second half, it could be game, set, match, right?
Nick getting it running back. If they can find a running game, they can control it and milk it, because we know in the second half, A&M, if you look historically against the elite teams in the SEC, do not fare well in the second half in terms of point production. If they get off to an early start, they're in great shape.
And we saw them wearing down there with the run late in that second half by Alabama. So that's what you're going to see in that signature Nick Saban football. Smash mouth and see what you can do about it.
Look for A&M to run and run fast. They'll take advantage of the wide side of the field trip formation to get Alabama running and sprinting to the field, the long side, to try to wear them down. This is going to be a fast-paced second half.
We had said maybe the first 1 to 30 wins. Well, Alabama's just 2 points shy of the big 3-0. A reminder, don't miss SEC Tonight, presented by Geico. That's tonight at 7 Eastern, and an encore of today's SEC game tomorrow night at 10. And this week in the SEC, every Friday at 7 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Next Saturday, the Home Depot SEC on CBS continues. Tennessee at number 18, Florida. Coverage begins at 3 o'clock Eastern with Autotrader.com College Football Today. And the football action continues tomorrow on NFL doubleheader early on. Most will see the Chargers face the Eagles. Then most will see the Manning Bowl. Peyton and his Broncos visit Eli and the Giants. It all starts at noon Eastern with the NFL Today. When we come back, our friend Adam Zucker will be along with an update on other action going on today. That's as the Geico Halftime Report continues right after this.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Cadillac, Red Lobster, Napa, and by Coke Zero.
All right, welcome back to the Geico Halftime Report, everyone. I'm Adam Zucker in New York. Let's get right to the scoreboard. And apparently, Oregon student section is chanting, "We want Bama," after Marcus Mariota throws for 350 yards in the first half against Tennessee. They scored 38 straight points, 38-7, the score over the Vols. Right now, it looks like they need a little bit more than the ineligible Maurice Couch. Stanford visiting Army. John Elway in town for the Manning Bowl. They win at 34-20. Kevin Hogan with 3 touchdown passes. Louisville over Kentucky, 27-13. Snorris Perry with 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns there. Florida State scoring in bunches now. Jameis Winston, 2 touchdown passes. It's 31-7 over Nevada, who does not have Cody Fajardo. Shades of Appalachian State for Michigan today. Up 4, final seconds. Akron's quarterback Kyle Pohl incomplete in the end zone. On the final play of the game, Michigan takes a 28-24 over a team that had 1 win the last 3 years. And UCLA honoring Nick Pasquale the best way possible. They score the last 38 points of the game at Nebraska and win 41-21. Thank you for watching the Geico Halftime Report. Coming up, the second half of Alabama and Texas A&M. Enjoy the rest of the game.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Halftime Report. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
(28-14) at the half here at Kyle Field. Coming this fall, Academy Award winner Robin Williams returns to television in The Crazy Ones. It premieres Thursday, September 26th, only CBS. Many great traditions abound on game day throughout the league, and each week we'll give you a taste of the SEC presented by Sonic. Here is Tracy.
Thanks, Vern. Last night at Kyle Field, the Aggie faithful took part in the traditional midnight yell practice. A&M fans don't cheer, they yell. The ritual that has been around for more than 100 years offers the student body a chance to get pumped up for the big game by practicing new yells or changes to existing yells. There are 5 yell leaders elected by the student body for a 1-year term. And last night, guys, over 50,000 fans were in attendance, the largest crowd in school history.
Thank you, Trace. Well, all of us who are involved in college football, particularly throughout the SEC, lost a dear, dear friend earlier this year. Alabama Athletic Director Mal Moore died at the age of 73. He was a player for Bear Bryant and later became the very successful and admired athletic director at the University of Alabama. Mal Moore, we lost him at the age of 73. Touchdown. They're up by 13.
It's caught by Alabama for a touchdown. She's got a touchdown.
Intercepted.
Touchdown for the good guys.
That was the voice of Eli Gold, one of the good guys. So it all works. Moments ago, Tracy Wolfson with Aggie coach Kevin Sumlin.
Coach, you got out to a quick start. You're up 14-0. They were able to find their rhythm, though. How do you make some changes in the second half to get back in it and get this 12th man going?
Yeah, we got to make some adjustments defensively. We have to get them stopped. You know, the turnover took points off the board, gave them momentum. That was big. We just got to keep playing. Shore up some things defensively. We shot ourselves in the foot a couple times offensively. We got to continue to move the ball, make first downs, and get back in this thing. Got plenty of time to go.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Tracy, thank you. And you pointed out, Gary, earlier that A.J. McCarron does get the ball. He and the Alabama offense to start the third.
And it's going to be difficult for A&M. You know, every time they move their safeties up to try to stop the run, and it's like checkers. It's not really complicated here. They go deep, or they throw the quick screen to the outside, and then they move them back and they pound them. You know, that's the formula, and that's why it's hard to stop these teams that can pound you and then go deep on you. But as Kevin said, there's still a lot of time. And that's the one thing he's got going. They need to stop badly, though.
Bertolet will kick off. 2 men deep. This one is short and will be taken by Christian Jones. He's got a touchdown off a kickoff return already, and he gets this one out to the 37-yard line. Are you surprised at the sudden and quick turnaround in this game?
Sure. I mean, Alabama answered it. It was tough. They're playing in this stadium.
Right.
A great crowd. You know, all the pressure on them. And that's why that drive by Manziel, he's a clutch, McCarron. He's such a clutch player. But, you know, Manziel arguably had a better first half this game than he did a year ago.
Right.
But Alabama's offense is making plays. And that's what you have to do against Manziel. You got to do something on offense. You're not going to shut him down completely with your defense.
First down, McCarron threw for more yards in the first half than he has in any other 30 minutes of play in his career.
Misread by McCarron.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Intended for Cooper. Let's take a look at first half trends. Manziel.
Yep, I mean, we talked about it, Vern. I mean, he had maybe arguably a better first half than a year ago. But A.J. McCarron answered the call. I mean, it's tough. People do not understand how hard it is to do that. It's the play that Mike Evans didn't make more than the 5 receptions he did make. That may be the story of the first half, though.
Second down 10. Yeldon. It'll be third and long. Julian Obioha made the tackle.
You know, on the first down play, Vern, A&M baited A.J. McCarron into a checkoff quick hitch. And really, it was the wrong call. He threw it right into coverage, and now they got behind the down and distance chains.
3rd and 10.
Well, they come with pressure. They only got a 3-man line, but how many will they bring?
Delay game?
Nope, they moved. Ari Kwanjo, number 77.
False start, 77. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Vern, let's go back to that first down play. You see the box was crowded. This guy was way up here when A.J. made the call, and then he came back to it.
Third and 15. They bring only 3. McCarron crossing pattern, and he overthrew Christian Jones. So 3 and out. This is the way Alabama started the game with their first possession.
Yep, the first call of the drive. When he checked out of the run play into the pass play, the disguised defense by A&M caused the 3 and out.
Cody Mandel on to punt. And Devontae Harris, number 1, is the deep man. That's Sunseri, the protector, number 3.
Low one.
Very low. Returnable from the 25. Escapes the first, does Devontae Harris, and he gets rather nice return out near the 34-yard line, a 9-yard return after the 44-yard punt. And now Red Lobster presents today's scholar athlete. It's Jake Matthews, university studies with a minor in communication and sports management. Came back for his senior season, said he wanted to come back and play with his younger brother Mike, and he is a part of the very well-known Matthews family. Started that tree a while ago. Red Lobster's commitment to the investment of our future donates $1,000 to A&M's General Scholarship Fund. Here's Manziel. Adrian Hubbard.
Very interesting. Start the second half same way they started the first half. A called run to establish the running game from the 5 wide receiver set.
He's got 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom. 4-man rush. Manziel deep right side, tipped. Could be intercepted. Sunseri has it. Vinny Sunseri, who returned 1 for a touchdown against Vatek, needs a block, needs 1 more, spins. He's got a touchdown.
Wow. Well, when you get a decent play like that on the inside and you get it to one of your playmakers, Sunseri just can smell that goal line, gets the blocks from behind, gets the blocks from the front, and takes it to the house.
Foster on for the extra point. Second interception thrown by Manziel in the ball game.
Jarek Williams, number 20, I believe is the guy that made the play. He's covering the slot right here. Watch him. The ball's going to try to go right down the hash. Trying to throw the verticals. He takes it, turns around, finds the ball, gets his left hand up, and that's how Vinny Sunseri. What a play by Jarek Williams.
Vinny Sunseri, son of a coach. His dad's on the Florida State staff. Now the Manning Bowl coming up tomorrow, a doubleheader on CBS. This will be the second game. Of course, Peyton with the Broncos, Eli with the Giants. And in college, how did they fare? Peyton Manning at Tennessee, 11,000 yards. Eli Manning at Ole Miss, 10,000. Touchdowns about the same, each an overall first-round pick. And I can't mention these 2 guys without thinking about Archie and Olivia, their parents, and Cooper Manning, who was a wide receiver in high school and signed to play at Ole Miss, and then was diagnosed with a spinal problem, told to give up football, but he is a very successful young man who lives in New Orleans. Kate Foster. By the way, Jim Nance, Phil Simms, and Tracy Wolfson will be at that game. 35 unanswered. This is Lacriviante Gonzalez. Yes, he is. From behind, they got him at the 42. Gary, let's revisit that interception.
Yeah, we watched Johnny Manziel after he throws the play. Remember, a lot of people were recruiting Manziel as a defensive back. Watch how aggressive he is coming up. Sunseri had to dodge Manziel. He was laying out for him. Sunseri had his eye on him the whole way and made Manziel miss. Great play, though, by the slot defender, Jarek Williams. You know, that was the play.
Yes, and it looked like it might have bounced off his helmet.
It could have, yeah. but it was one of those back shoulder throws that you do all the time. You throw it right at the defender, and you figure he's not going to turn around and make the play.
First down carry by Trey Carson. Trey DePriest is in there now, number 33.
It just feels, Alabama obviously are more aggressive on defense, but it does not feel like A&M is making the mistakes this year. Alabama made the mistakes last year. Alabama turned the ball over last year 3 times. This time already, A&M's turned it over twice. And remember the push-off by Mike Evans down here when they really had it going to kill another drive.
Good snap. Molina for the second time, or number 1.
Number 1 Molina on the carry again.
35-14. With Sunseri. First interception for a touchdown 2 weeks ago against Virginia Tech. And then that brilliant creating piece of work that he just put together for 73 yards and the score. Molina again. And let's get an update on Dion Blue. Here's Tracy.
Yeah, that's right, guys. One of the cornerbacks that I'd have used on Mike Evans today is out for the game. He is on the sideline in street clothes with a boot on his right foot. And also defensive end Jeffrey Pagan. He was on the sideline for a while. They gave him an inhaler. It looks though he's trying to get back in, guys.
Landon Collins is the injured member of the Crimson Tide.
Wow, that's the second defensive back. Tracy just told you about Blue, and now we got Landon Collins. I think that's him right there.
Yeah, it is. Well, he's being helped to his feet. But we're going to take an opportunity to step aside. We'll get a report in a second. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Verizon, Geico, Ram Trucks, and by Bud Light. We're back at Kyle Field, 35-14. Johnny Manziel has thrown 2 interceptions in this ball game, both critical. And as we mentioned at the outset of the broadcast, he's become such a polarizing figure, and he has been in the headlines ever since he won the Heisman. The Manning Passing Academy, he was, as we said, A.J. McCarron's roommate for a while. He was kicked out of a Texas frat party. And then the most serious charge of all, Manziel accepted money. The charge not proven according to the NCAA. I think it was the ultimate hand slap. And he got suspended for 1/2 of the first game. But it's called inadvertent action. Here's why. There's probably going to come back. But he is compelling, is he not, when he's on the field?
Yes, he sure is, yes. Yeah. But, the Alabama defensive backs are so much more disciplined this year against him than they were last year. That time they ran a play-action pass, nothing open. You could see holding on the backside that time, and I think it was actually Jake Matthews that time that got the holding penalty, 75.
Holding, number 56.
Oops, 56, Mike Matthews.
Penalty. replay first down.
Mike Matthews, the center, a younger brother, his first year as a starter.
Well, and their father, Bruce, who is a Hall of Famer with the Houston Oilers, is in town at the game because the Titans play the Texans tomorrow. There's Molina with the handoff.
And here it is. I bet A&M fans are going, well, why aren't they going fast? Well, you got a defense that can't stop anybody.
That's right.
And you're like, how fast can we go? I mean, they could get 60 points if we go too fast. That's to match up your defense with a fast offense is tough. Some teams can do it, but when you got it going your way, that fast offense looks great. When they score a couple on you, it's tough to slow it down.
That was Nick Perry who left his feet. Interesting. What did Saban say to us last night? Do not leave your feet.
Yeah, well, unless the guys, yeah, right. Unless you knock it down, then I'll let you do it.
Okay. When trailing, and they haven't trailed a lot, 1 touchdown, 5 interceptions. He pumps once, goes deep left side. There's a shove, and Darrell Walker can't hang on, but there's going to be an interference call, I think.
John Fulton thought it was against Walker.
Perhaps.
I don't think he's going to get that call.
No.
Pass interference, number 10, defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Tough game here so far for Johnny Fulton. You see a little bit of a pull right there on the jersey. You saw the pull on the jersey, and then maybe a push by Walker, but it was too late. Flag was already in the air by then.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart told us about John Fulton last night. He said, if he hadn't played as well as he did last year, it would have been really ugly. He said he fought his butt off last year.
Draw play. Trey Carson. Gang tackle. Well, we haven't heard the announced crowd yet, but it might be a record breaker here at Kyle Field. The Aggies in Alabama, only the 5th time 2 top 10 teams have played in this stadium. 5th time ever. Here's Carson going right, and the Aggies jump up to a 14-0 lead, but Alabama has fought back with 35 unanswered. A.J. McCarron led the way. A critical interception Manziel threw in the end zone, and then one he threw at the 20-yard line, returned 73 yards by Vinny Sunseri for a touchdown. Take a look at the Verizon Red Zone stats for the day. 2 touchdowns on 3 trips inside. They did turn it over on that little lob pass into the left-hand corner of the end zone. And another player down. This is Adrian Hubbard.
Now, they can't afford to lose him. He is one of their speed receivers. Excuse me, rushers.
9:45 to go in the 3rd. Crimson Tide leading 35-14. Some injuries and the heat a factor. Let's check in with Trace.
That's right. It is extremely hot down here. It is probably gotten up to about 100 with this blacktop right underneath these benches, and with the players going in and out, especially on Alabama's defense. We saw Landon Collins go down. He went straight to the locker room, as did Adrian Hubbard. It seems like they're going to maybe get some IV in them and get them back out here, guys.
All right, Trace, thank you. Manziel and the Aggies on the Alabama 14-yard line. 5-man rush. Manziel across the middle. Got it. Touchdown. Malcolm Kennedy, number 84.
Malcolm Kennedy was the inside slot, and he beat Nick Perry to the left. Nick Perry had no help inside, and he let him get inside of him for an easy throw. Malcolm Kennedy was a split wide receiver last year. He's moved into that Ryan Swope position as a slot, and still a lot of time left in this game.
Sure. High snap. It is controlled, and Taylor Bertolette hammers it home. Well, that ends the gusher for Alabama. 35 unanswered points.
Vern, here's the matchup right here. Look, there'll be no help inside, and he lets his receiver get right inside. Nobody to help. Lets him get inside. Easy throw.
So Kennedy gets the touchdown off the arm of Johnny Manziel. That's a rather modest gesture. Now Johnny Manziel with a chance to catch a breath after the touchdown, and there was the gesture. So much. Is this the money thing?
Who knows? All I know is that Alabama's going to get the ball here, and even though they've got, it looks like a big 14-point lead, they got to score. This game, a lot of time less than this football game, and they know that they're tiring down. So they've defended a lot of plays, and they know a hot quarterback can get hot again. Okay? They've only run 3 plays in this half. Now, they did get an interception for a touchdown.
Right.
But, their defense has been out there a long time. Time for Alabama's offense to give them a breather.
Here's the boot from Bertolette. This will be Christian Jones. And he's brought down at the 16-yard line. Now, while we've got a moment, let's go back to Adam Zucker in the studio for this forward update.
All right, thanks, Vern. Marcus Mariota and Oregon tearing up Tennessee. Mariota over 450 yards passing already, 5 total touchdowns. They're still in the 3rd quarter. Vern and Gary, the Vols can't wait to see Florida's offense. They're down 52-7 right now.
Adam?
That's mean. That's just mean.
You just got no heart.
I'll tell you, if Stanford doesn't beat Oregon, who beats them this year?
Yeah. McCarron, this is only the 4th play offensively for Alabama in the second half. Play action, rush from the corner. He's got DeAndrew White. And a nice little move by DeAndrew White to pick up the first down. He's had a good day.
I thought he started out a little high, but boy, he's clutch, isn't he? He's played in a ton of big games. Doug Nussmeier made some really good calls to get him going. This little quick screen, that's an easy play. Get another touchdown, but come on, a guy that's played in national championships, I don't care how many people are here, how loud it is, he is not going to be affected by this noise.
Play action again. Right side, man open again. It's Christian Jones.
AJ's a really good thrower to the outside of the field. I don't know if you remember that national championship game a couple years ago. He must have completed against LSU 8 throws near the sideline. He's comfortable. He knows how to put touch on it. He doesn't gun any of them, and he really trusts his receivers.
Clay Honeycutt was defending them. Fowler up the middle. Boy, he is a load.
He is. He's their Lacey this year.
Yeah.
He really is. Injured a year ago. He's going to be the, that tailback when they want to pound. Nice block that time, by the way, by O.J. Howard, the freshman, coming around and pinning his man. Big Cyrus Kwanjo, also number 71, getting his block.
Yeldon in the backfield now on 2nd and 1. At the beginning of this possession, Alabama had run only 33 plays to 51 for A&M. Here's Yeldon going left, cuts.
For TJ Yeldon.
That's a gain of 7.
25 play
Well, career entering today, the backups, you've got Fowler, Kenyon Drake, D. Hart, and a couple of freshmen. They really like the prospects for these kids. Alty Tenpenny and Derrick Henry. Tenpenny has not played today, but he played a lot in the Virginia Tech win. 1st down and 10. It's Fowler.
Well, this is the mash Tight block and running right behind Ryan Kelly, Harry Kwanjo, Anthony Steen. If Alabama finds that power, considering all the weapons they have, who can beat Alabama besides A&M still or LSU? Here's the pistol.
Yeldon, the running back. Cooper, bottom of your screen, 4-man rush. They slant to the right. Here comes Yeldon out of the tackle. Sideline tripped him up. Howard Matthews was in the area, but it's another first down. That's a gain of 11.
Well, if this O.J. Howard, the freshman tight end, ever learns how to block like this, actually it wasn't him that time, was it? They put a sub in that time. It was Brandon Green. Brandon Green that time came in. I thought it was 88, but it was 89. They keep flopping in these players. It's not like they don't recruit well here, right?
Exactly.
At Alabama.
Play action again. McCarron. Flush to throw it away. Now let's go to the studio for this Heisman Watch presented by Nissan.
All right, thanks, Vern. Brett Hundley putting himself on some watch lists. 38 straight points for UCLA today, including 3 touchdown passes in the third quarter by Hundley, who totaled 355 yards. A 41-21 win in Lincoln. Teddy Bridgewater overcoming a shaky start for Louisville. 250 yards there. Braxton Miller, a game-time decision tonight at Cal. Vern, Gary, back to you.
Adam, thank you. Second down 10, 35-21 with 5:40 remaining. Third quarter. Yeldon goes right. Boy, he got a big block from Ari Kwanjo. This A&M defense not the best we've ever seen.
No, it isn't. And they're going to need, I think, more than that in this league. I don't think Manziel can do it the whole year. I mean, he's coming back for his second year as a Heisman, and you got it. Those are the guys, the quarterbacks, that came back in their second year. Not a lot of guys to win it, right?
No. Well, the last guy to win back-to-back, of course, was Archie at Ohio State.
You almost got to wonder if Manziel has to get in the SEC championship to win it again, no matter what his stats are.
Yeldon, nice move to the outside by Cyrus Kwanjo and Ari Kwanjo, both of them, the Kwanjo brothers, with blocks on the left. That's a gain of 11.
Yeah,
look at that. Ooh.
Unbalanced line that time, and they run towards the big number 71 and 77, and you get the feeling when Alabama has the ball, if they don't make a mistake, like a bad audible call down here by McCarron or dropping it on the ground, it's like a race car being one lap ahead. If they just don't run out of gas or get in a wreck, they're going to win.
Kenyon Drake in the backfield now. That's Vogler, number 84. Fowler also to the left. They'll run power right up the middle. And Drake is in for the touchdown.
Let's see if his knee hit first. His first down play. Gashes it up there. I don't think so. It's close. He lunged forward. You can't tell if his knee's on the ground or not. I think that's a good touchdown, and I think that'll hold up. Yep, it did.
Cade Foster with the extra point. Again, McCarron is the holder. Snap is perfect. And it is 42-21. Alabama has 2 drives in excess of 80 yards. One of 93, one of 83. Well, if the Aggie defense cannot stop Alabama, it's going to be even heavier on the shoulders of this guy, Johnny Manziel. What kind of a day has he had? A little mixture of it, you think?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think Manziel has done just about everything you expected him to do. He's going to make those high-risk throws. That's what you do in this offense. You see, even on the touchdown, how close that was to being tipped. So, you know, when you run the high-risk offense, you're going to get, you know, last time they played Alabama, no turnovers. This time, turnovers have caught up to them. And you know, remember that chart on how to beat Alabama?
Yeah, that's right.
You can always cross everything out if you've got more turnovers than Alabama. Just forget everything. Don't even need to do the rest of the stuff.
No chart?
No chart needed.
I thought maybe Saban would carry that gift you gave him on the sidelines,
well,
right? He might.
Never know.
Refer to it. Kate Foster will kick off. It's La Cliviante Gonzalez. Has a certain musicality to it. It is Gonzalez. Bumps into his own teammate, DeShazer Everett. And not much on that one. Don't forget, later in the game, the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts.
What's your leader for the play of the game? Because we've had some big plays. You know, the flea flicker, the long touchdown pass, Johnny Manziel scramble. I mean, that was amazing play. I think it was the interception. I do too. The one he didn't go to Evans and he went the other way. So as far as in that, the determining play of the game.
It turned things totally around.
I think so too.
Kevin Sumlin.
32 C.J. Mosley with the tackle.
Second year as the head coach, 4 years at Houston prior to that. A guy named Case Keenum threw for a few yards. And this one's going to be called back. Mike Evans in excess of 4 receptions for the 16th game.
False start on the offense. Not all players were set for 1 second. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Your alma mater?
Yes,
he's the linebacker.
Yes. And he's coached for some great players. Bob Stoops, Joe Tiller at Purdue, Mike Price. He's been there. R.C. Slocum here at A&M. But I wonder what's going through his mind right now. He's saying, well, I know we have an offense and we can move the ball. Do we have a defense that we're going to think about this all year? Every call we make on offense, are we going to worry about our defense? Can they stop anybody?
It just behooves me to mention one more name in that list of coaches under whom he worked. Jim Wacker at Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He led the Texas Lutheran University Bulldogs to back-to-back NAIA champions in the mid-'70s.
This is your area, Vern.
Well, I've taken care of my alumni contribution.
You're going to stop by there on the way home?
Well, they got a big game against Trinity tonight. Look at the time he's got. And the diving catch, or is it incomplete? Incomplete.
Vern, I'm looking at a number there. Ryan Anderson, number 7, was chasing Manziel on a play. I've got 11 defensive linemen. I had to put a sheet of paper down here and stick it on there to 12. And remember, Alabama has lost Dalvin Tomlinson. It was one of the guys that Kirby Smart mentioned that they were going to miss in this game. So that's how many different players are playing. Now, Anderson's an outside linebacker, but they're using him as a defensive end in this game.
Drew Kaiser with the punt. This is Christian Jones. Stopped after a modest return. Next Saturday, Ian Eagle, our buddy, sits down with Hollywood celebrities Ron Howard, Denzel Washington, Mark Wahlberg, and Tony Danza as they talk about their latest projects and sports on CBS Sports Spectaculars Stars on Sports. By the way, I heard, I didn't see it, but I heard that this Eminem was a halftime guest on another network.
I saw it.
We could have had Lyle Lovett here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
He did. He was fun. He was up here.
Speaking of all things Texan,
yes.
He performed here at Kyle Field last night. Kenyon Drake is the running back. 42-21. Latter stages, third quarter.
Snap, false start, 71 offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Vern, as we look at Alabama's team as they start to mash forward, let's talk a little bit about Cyrus Kouandjio, number 71. It was consistently thought that Kouandjio might have been their best offensive lineman last year. Remember, they had 2 first-round picks, including Womack and DJ Fluker went in the first round. But that game last year was unique in one way. There were potentially 4 first-round draft pick tackles in that football game.
Well, on the A&M side, you had Luke Jokel, who went in the first round.
And Jake Matthews,
who decided to come back.
Amazing.
It's not often, is it, Gary, that you talk about 4 first-round offensive tackles.
And along with Taylor Lewin, the fine offensive tackle for Michigan, they might be the top 3 tackles in college football. 2 of them in this game, and Taylor came back for Michigan to play 1 more year in his senior year. I remember a few years back we did that game where we had all those defensive backs for Alabama and LSU that were going to play NFL.
Right.
How about last year's game? 4 number 1 draft picks at offensive tackle.
2nd down and 10 for Alabama and McCarron. They give it to Kenyon Drake, and he comes around the right side and follows one of the Kouandjio brothers. Kevin Norwood also out in front to help with the block, and it's another double-digit yard gain. That's good for a pickup of 11. .145 to go in the 3rd. Kenyon Drake, nice little move to get around to Shazer Everett, and then he's tackled about 3 yards farther down the field. Stephen Jenkins, number 8, made the stop.
Remember, Vern, when Alabama got behind last year, they didn't go to their power running game. They ran the ball last year 31 times for 122 yards. Already in this game, they've rushed for 167, 23 rushes.
And total offense, Gary, so far 438 yards with 55 seconds to go in the 3rd. The loud pattern to Yeldon.
Yeldon had the big turnover last year, remember, when that game when he put the ball on the ground. But so far this year, he's been a star. He's had 1 negative play, and that was after the touchdown. When he got up and got the personal foul. But he catches the ball. We had him on a great block, remember, on a pass, and he is shifty and he is strong.
88 yards on the ground, 4 receiving. And this probably will be the final play. It's a 3rd and 4. McCarron.
Nice defense that time for A&M. They took away the first 2 players on that play.
That was Devontae Harris defending on Amari Cooper. And we have reached the end of 3 here at Kyle Field before a crowd of 87,000 plus. We'll return to College Station right after this word from your local station. And we welcome all of you back to Kyle Field, where Alabama scored 35 unanswered to take a 42-14 lead. A&M has cut it 42-21. Devontae Harris awaits the punt. First play, 4th quarter. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson, and our entire SEC on CBS crew. Our first game of the year. Here's the punt.
Oh, beauty.
Mandel, fair catch. Whoa, he lets it bounce. And it'll come out after the touchback. Well, here we are beginning the 4th quarter. It looked like a long time ago now that A&M was going to run away with this thing. Do they have a chance to come back?
A game usually averages 12 possessions, Vern, so that means they're down 3 scores, 3 possessions. A&M basically is left now to play a perfect fourth quarter. They would have to stop Alabama every time, and they would have to score on 3 possessions and hope maybe for a fourth, but that would be a big deal if they got 4.
In other words, you don't like their prospects.
No, I don't think anybody does, but you got to start somewhere.
You bet. Here's Manziel. Oh, brother. Horse collar?
Yep. Right at the end of it.
Jarek Williams.
He kind of had him the whole time. Manziel was faking like he was going to throw, but it was a run-designed play, and you can see it. There's a classic horse collar.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle, number 20 on the defense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed from the previous spot, first down.
You know what a lot of defensive coaches are saying is just watch Johnny Manziel use the straight arm and go to the face mask of Williams. And a lot of people believe that should be a face mask call the other way. He grabbed Williams' face mask, just happened to be an Alabama player this time, and really, Williams reached for whatever he could and made the tackle.
Manziel got the receiver, Lapudiante Gonzalez. Tackle made by Reggie Ragland, number 18. 444 to 399.
Yeah, and what's not in there is that interception for a touchdown.
Yeah. That was Sinceri for 73 yards. Here's Manziel, takes off. Oh, look at that move. Hello. Tackling air, getting a block downfield. Reggie Ragland won't forget that moment for a while.
Well, he's that way. He's Doug Flutie. He's Fran Tarkington. He's Roger Staubach. When you get into the secondary, he can make guys miss. There's just too much space. Alabama was trying to play soft zone and play this clock a little bit. I'm telling you, cannot play zone against this offense. You have to come after him and take away space.
Left side, timing pattern, it's caught. Walker
might have stepped out of bounds. He might have stepped out of bounds before he caught the ball.
Oh, I think he did.
Oh, he did, yes. But now you wonder was there interference after the fact? Boy, Johnny Fulton's ready to go home, isn't he?
Yeah. Complete opposite kind of day for Fulton against the Aggies. He was so good last year. Here's Tom Ritter.
The penalty was for a receiver out of bounds being the first to touch the pass. However, he was forced out of bounds. Therefore, there is no foul. The reception is good, first down.
Fulton, does he push him out of bounds? Yes, he did. His momentum took him out of bounds from the push. He did not try to avoid him and go out of bounds. The momentum of the push pushed him out of bounds.
Into the end zone, touchdown, Malcolm Kennedy. Well,
yep.
There's one possession.
That's right. A perfect fourth quarter is what they need. That was so easy. Nobody even covered him this time. Vinny Sunseri tried to get there late, but it was a total bust. Busted coverage by Alabama. Bad play down the sideline. A horse collar. They did just about everything.
Extra point is up and good. 4 plays, 80 yards in a minute and a half.
Well, here's the touchdown right here. You wonder what the Alabama player is doing on this play. Sunseri's back in the back of the corner and in the middle playing free safety. He just lets him go. There's no way Sunseri had any chance on the play. Landon Collins just turned him over too easy. A&M still in the football game, but now they need a stop.
And now it's time for our Geico game recap.
Well, it was all A&M early. Here's Manziel bumping into a teammate, flips it out, caught, touchdown. Then Ben Molina on the next possession, 1 yard. Aggie touchdown, they're up 14-0. But then the Crimson Tide with 28 unanswered. Into the corner, Kevin Norwood off the arm of A.J. McCarron. Here's McCarron again, T.J. Yeldon. There was an unsportsmanlike tacked on for undue celebration, unnecessary celebration. And then one of the key plays in the game, this defensive job by Jarek Williams, and then Vinny Sunseri. Swivel hips by Manziel, 73 yards, touchdown on the interception. Kennedy with a 14-yard reception. Alabama comes back with Kenyon Drake for 3 yards and a TD. And then just a moment ago, it was Manziel to a wide open Malcolm Kennedy in the end zone. And that brings us to the current moment, a 14-point deficit, 42-28. Mentioned it is not a record crowd. That record crowd was against Nebraska here in 2010, 90,000 something. But we have 87,000 plus on hand. Bertolette. Christian Jones, number 22.
Well,
Gary, that
good
you said
as
perfect drive, and that was a pretty good one.
it was, but it got some help. Jarek Williams got the horse collar right there. That would have been a big stop. It really got behind the chains. Here's Johnny Fulton pushing the receiver out of bounds. Could have been called the other way had he not shoved him. He just let him, and then finally busted coverage in the back end, and Kennedy gets a touchdown. As good as A&M is, you can't give him any help.
Right.
It's funny. I mean, A&M's offense, you can see them putting 2 touchdowns on the board easy. Pressure is still on this Alabama offense.
McCarron rolling out after the play action. And here's DeAndrew White, number 2. I think he was down before the fumble. Devontae Harris covering.
Well, you can almost bet Alabama needs a play. They come back to this bootleg crossing series that they love. They get the guy in the flat, and they get one of their speed receivers coming across, and this time it was White.
I don't think the coach is very happy.
He knows how big this drive is. He does not want to get it making a 7-point game.
Clock stopped.
Don't you have the feeling against most teams Alabama will be grinding it out right now?
Yes, I do.
Now they want one more touchdown.
Whatever the conversation involved, the riddle has been solved.
A&M crowding the line of scrimmage. They're daring Alabama to pass the ball.
Instead, they hand it off to Yeldon. He's got a hole, and he breaks a tackle of Stephen Jenkins, number 8. Wow.
He is something, isn't he? He, Todd Gurley. There's some couple great backs in this conference.
Well, he had in excess of 1,000 yards. He opened as a freshman against Michigan a year ago with 111. The one big difference is he had number 42 back there, Eddie Lacy.
Nice job that time by Austin Shepard, number 79, the new tackle to the right side. Did a good job of holding his man right at the line of scrimmage and allowing no penetration.
Keep it on the ground, give it to Yeldon. Nice tackle. Good job to Shazer Everett, number 29. Well, they gave up 306 on the ground to Rice, 240 to Sam Houston State. Thus far, only 179. But A.J. McCarron's had a big day throwing the ball as well. Julian Obioha, number 95. There's Yeldon directly behind McCarron. Yeldon. Nice block in the corner from Shepard again, Austin Shepard.
Late flag.
Flag is down.
Wonder if it was hand to the face mask because somebody lost their helmet in the middle of the play. Alonzo Williams will have to leave the field, losing his helmet.
Personal foul, defense, continued participation without a helmet. That's 15 yards.
Oh my, oh my. That's the rule, but it's so instinctive. On offense, as soon as the ball carrier loses his helmet, they blow the whistle. But on defense, I guess you have to stop. Wow, that's just, you don't even think about that. You're playing against Alabama. You need a stop to win the game, and you get a 15-yard penalty. Remember now one more thing. Even a field goal for Alabama makes it a 3-possession game again.
So Alonzo Williams on the bench. Coming left is Yeldon. And Jenkins takes him down, but Yeldon won that battle. He got an additional 4 yards. Kwanjo with the block around the corner. Yeldon over 100.
Yeah, Kwanjo does a good job. His younger brother, Ari Kwanjo, number 77, comes around and does a good job. The two big tight ends, Vogler. If I'm A.J. McCarron right now, I'm saying, guys, hold on to the ball. No penalties. Okay, we've got to have at least 3. We're going to smash it in for a touchdown. Let's not hurt ourselves here.
They'll feed Yeldon again. This time he's held up. And we'll see about the spot.
He pushed forward.
I think he got it, yeah.
That was a tough penalty for A&M. I mean, it would have been 3rd down play. The last play one more time. Yeldon gets a pretty good job by A&M to stuff it. Nice job by Stansbury, but you're allowed to shove the guy across the line now.
I formation. Give it to Yeldon up the middle. Leans out. Did he get it? No. Down just short of the goal line.
I tell you, ball security, even that reach out right there. The one thing A&M is praying for, what kind of, can we get any kind of a break with a turnover? Can't blame Yeldon, but anything. Ball security means so much now to Alabama.
2nd and goal. Fowler's back in there. Vogler's also in the backfield, the tight end, and Yeldon is the deep back. Load up on the left side, come to the left side. No, sir.
That ball came out too.
Oh,
yes, it did. Ball security. That was A&M's only chance. Popped out. You could see it.
Oh, yes.
Amazing. Amazing.
Fumble recovery by Sean Washington. The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Chick-fil-A, DirecTV, USAA, and by Autotrader.com. We welcome you back to Kyle Field, 42-28. Gary said they cannot lose the football. They did. Here's the answer to the Facebook poll. Gosh, I'm shocked at that.
Well, actually agree with it, though. It's truth. Number 1 for about, 5 or 6 years in a row. They were at least number 1 at one part of it. Yeldon had the turnover last year. This time he didn't get very good blocking on the play. But ball security was more important than the touchdown at that point. And now, hold on to your hats. It's going to get wild. It's going to be 4-down territory the rest of the game for A&M with Johnny Manziel.
Manziel in the gun, in the end zone. Fires it out. Incomplete. 8:37 to go. Both teams, all 3 timeouts remaining. He's passed for 308, run for 90. 3-man down for Alabama. They rush 5, and they get Manziel.
Great call by Kirby Smart. He ran the field blitz.
Landon Collins got him.
Right into the running play that time. He anticipated, and he got it.
And so 3rd and 9. And again, 3 down. See how many they bring. Mosley sneaks up. Looks like he's coming. He is. Manziel from the end zone, deep down the middle. Got a man. Evans. Evans with a foot race. Michael Evans, one-man. Sunseri cannot stop him. Touchdown.
He's the magic man.
Is good.
Well, one thing you can say about Johnny Manziel, he's a quick learner because he went back to the best matchup on the field for Texas A&M. Evans down here against Cyrus Jones. Remember, Deion Blue is out of the game. Bump and run all over the field, puts his hand up, and he throws a strike. He's not the fastest, but he runs right away from Cyrus Jones. I said
nice stiff arm.
Excuse me, Vern. I said they had to have a perfect quarter. They got a perfect quarter going and a gift on the fumble.
That's Evans. This is Manziel. It's a 7-point game.
Adam Zucker in New York with this Ford update. Florida State stud Jameis Winston. 6 touchdown passes, only 5 incompletions today. Here's a touchdown to Rashad Green, who sticks the landing 62-7 late over Nevada. As we go back to the shootout in College Station, Vern and Gary.
Tis indeed, Adam. Thank you very much. 42-35. Michael Evans, just an average day. Manziel as well. Evans with 6 catches for 247 yards. Those yards add up when you go 95 with a catch.
Yeah, look at the size of that man right there. Remember, he was a guy who wanted to be a basketball player. Said he didn't think he'd be big enough to play basketball, but he sure is a mismatch on the football field.
Bertolette will kick off.
Made a mistake. Yep,
brother.
made a mistake.
Whoa.
Well, Vernon, remember, as we wait for the call here,
Free kick infraction, kick out of bounds. Ball be placed at the 35-yard line, first down.
we were speculating on the play before that Yeldon was a little loose with the football and security was more important than a touchdown at this point. But boy, big hit coming from the secondary that time. Well, it was a linebacker, Robert Foster, made the hit. And then the 95-yard pass on 3rd down and 8. Was it 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. And now, we said there was a lot of pressure last time. There's even more now. Can't imagine that Alabama defense or any fan of Alabama relishes the fact that Johnny Manziel might get the ball back with an opportunity to tie the game. What a football game. We said it had to be perfect, They're on their way so far.
Yeldon going right, has a lot of room. It's another double-digit run, 12 yards that time for Yeldon. DeShazer Everett, number 29, who had that critical game-saving interception in Tuscaloosa last year with the tackle on that one.
Right now, Nick Saban would take a 4-minute drive and a field goal.
Sure. DeAndrew White, top of the screen. Amari Cooper has not had a big game. I'm assuming they're going to keep it on the ground. What do you think?
Well, they really loaded the box. It's going to be hard to run the ball. Let's see if they stay with it.
Yeldon, the running back. They give it to him. He comes left. He's got some room. Stephen Jenkins up high with the tackle. And Ryan Kelly, the center, pulled and led him around.
Sure did, Vern. You're exactly right. Number 70, Eric Kwanjo slams down, and Ryan Kelly fits with the block, and that's where Yelly goes right in there, and Kwanjo just, the other one, Cyrus just shoves his man right out of the picture almost.
It's another 1st and 10, and the clock continues now under 7 minutes. Justin Fowler is in the backfield. 2:50. Play action. McCarron has to get rid of it quickly, does, and it's caught by Vogler.
Great job by Clay Honeycutt that time from the secondary. Stayed with his reads, did not get mesmerized by the running play, and stuck with the tight end to make it a really tough throw and no gain. Bama bleeding the clock. They want to snap it under 5 seconds each time.
It's at 10 right now. McCarron under center. A flag has been thrown. Clock will stop with 5:55 to go.
I wonder if it was a illegal formation. Something wasn't right there. It's on Alabama. I think it was 2 people moving when the motion went. One receiver wasn't set when DeAndrew White went in motion. I think that's what happened.
Illegal shift offense. 2 players moving without getting reset. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Again, fundamental football. It happened right down here between these 2 guys.
th penalty against the Crimson Tide. 5:45 to go. 2nd down, 15. McCarron changing. Four-man Aggie rush down the middle and caught by O.J. Howard.
Wow, what a great call. What a great call. Under the pressure to be able to throw this touch pass, went to the true freshman. O.J. Howard, middle of the field was open. That's where the ball was supposed to go. And they went to the freshman in one of the clutch plays. Now you believe you're in field goal range. Again, hold on to the ball.
I'm thinking about A.J. McCarron, who was called game manager so often. He said, that's really my first name. He is no longer considered just a game manager.
You know, on the other hand, if you're Alabama, you don't want to put it in, on the toe where you're just one kicker. If he misses, you think you can stick it in there for a touchdown.
Look at Fowler pile drive over left guard. Kellen Williams was up in the offensive line then, number 63.
They still want to go left when they really need the yards. Don't they want to go left? Yeah.
Well, with those Kwanjo brothers over there.
Yeah.
That's not a bad option, is it? Look at them work on the clock now, the Crimson Tide. 4:18 to go. at a 2nd down and 2. Cade Foster, by the way, has not attempted a field goal this year. Yeldon, 1st and goal. Remember, a year ago they had Jeremy Shelley, who kicked in short, and Foster the long-range field goal kicker, and Johnny Manziel hoping to get at least one more chance. A.J. McCarron.
You got to wonder when Kevin Sumlin is going to start dialing some timeouts. I would assume if they get a stop here on 1st down, they got to use their timeouts.
4 minutes and 30 seconds on this drive thus far. Here's Yeldon. Stiffened DeShazer Everett. Perfect tackling position. 3:15 on the clock.
Kevin keeps looking at the clock. I'm watching. He's looking at the clock. He's looking over. It's costing him 40 seconds in between plays.
Now the clock under 3 minutes to go. He's got all 3 remaining.
Now remember, he just got a turnover last time.
And keep in mind that Foster tried only the long field goals last year. And he has yet to attempt a field goal thus far this season. Yeldon stopped. Howard Matthews.
He took it there. Yep. I'm sorry.
There we are.
Sumlin took the timeout.
And he takes the first with 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in a fairly exciting game. Second largest crowd ever at Kyle Field, 87,000 plus, and pulling mightily for that young man for the most part to give the Aggies a chance to come back. Meanwhile, Alabama trying to hang on to a lead, and with this critical 3rd down coming up.
Vern, A&M is committing 11 players to stop the run. Very similar to the way Notre Dame did when they got those goal line stands. Would Alabama risk the pop pass to the tight end the same way they started the national championship game in? It would be an easy pitch and catch. Or will they just center it up and take the field goal?
Fowler and Vogler on either side of McCarron. Yeldon is directly behind him. This is Brian Vogler in motion. He sets up now. They're going to play action. There's Fowler in the open. Touchdown, Alabama.
Yeah, they wanted the touchdown, didn't they? They got to play. They thought the same way. That A&M was selling out, and they went with a play action pass. Part of that call is the respect Nick Saban has for Johnny Manziel.
Now here's McCarron and Cade Foster for the extra point. Motion.
Yes,
see the right guard?
Yep.
That was Quanjo.
3rd one of the game.
An offense, 5-yard penalty. Still have the try.
Last snap to McCarron was low, and he handled it also. Let's see if we can get a clean snap for Alabama. A&M would die to make this a 13-point game instead of a 14-point game.
Cole Mazza is the long snapper. Foster hammers it home. Well, a play action pass. Jalston Fowler's second catch of the year.
Same formation that caused the fumble last time. This time, Falston sneaks out from behind a boot sneak. Behind the line of scrimmage, very tough to defend. A&M is selling out of the run. Speculated would it be the pop to the tight end. Almost the same type of call.
Well, McCarron does his part. Manziel, boy, that's Jalston Fowler with the touchdown. We welcome you back to Kyle Field, and a reminder to stay tuned for the Jeep postgame show coming up on CBS Sports. And let's go down to Tracy Wolfson.
Guys, right before that touchdown, A.J. McCarron actually called his coaches back out onto the field. It seems as though he might have called that play himself. Nick Saban afterwards giving him the handshake. We'll have to ask him after the game if they pull out this victory, guys.
It was either him or Barrett Jones, right? Remember that when Barrett Jones
made that? That's right.
Good for A.J. He felt, when you tell the coach that, you're telling the coach, I got it, coach. I won't make a mistake. Trust me on this. If it's not there, I'll just eat it, put it in the middle of the field, we'll kick the field goal.
26-2 as a starter, second only all-time at Alabama to the record of Jay Barker back in the 90s. It's about to go to 27-2 unless Manziel has more magic, and he might. But they've got 2 timeouts left and 2:28 on the clock, and they'll start after the touchback. On your left, McCarron. On your right, Manziel.
Well, there was speculation. Could Manziel do it again this year? You know, all the focus. I said, come on, this guy loves the big stage. I mean, he relishes in it. The 2 interceptions is the big difference in this football game. I mean, you know, last year A&M had none. This game, they had those 2 interceptions. That's probably the difference in the football game.
Sure. Well, one, they were knocking on the door, and he was intercepted in the end zone.
The other was returned for a touchdown.
Cyrus Jones, and then Sunseri, 73-yard with a touchdown return. Here's Manziel, still, and finally finds Ben Molina, his running back, stops the clock with 2:18 to go.
Well, obviously, A&M, when they don't get out of bounds, are going to have to go fast the rest of the way. And they're also going to now have to have an onside kick. It's their only chance to win the football game.
3-man rush. They drop 8, does Alabama. Left side. And Kennedy does not get out of bounds.
Clock will stop with the first down, though.
Right. John Fulton makes the tackle. Look at the time he has. And he goes left and overthrows Darrell Walker.
But look at the discipline of the Alabama back 8, because they're only rushing 3 now. They are not, you know, taking their eyes off their receivers. They're making everything happen in front of them, or at least they should the rest of this game.
Second down 10. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. And again, the 3-man rush. Molina searching for, there's Mosley. C.J. Mosley, the All-American. Number 32.
We haven't called him much, right?
No, we have not.
No. Then on the field the whole game, calling all the signals, it just, not a lot happens in that middle linebacker position in this offense.
Here's Manziel. Hit from the backside by Jeffrey Pagan. That's another first down, and they'll stop the clock to move the chain.
I think A&M, they must have had a receiver hurt.
They've got 1 timeout remaining, 1:15 on the clock, and they trail by 2 TDs. A doubleheader tomorrow. The lead game early. San Diego at Philadelphia. Tennessee is at Houston. We've mentioned that because Bruce Matthews is here. And the lead game late. Denver at the New York Giants. And it all begins with JB and the gang, presented by Southwest Airlines. Again, the 3-man rush. Manziel completes it to Laquidiante Gonzalez. It's fumbled but recovered. Now they want a personal foul called on.
I don't think so.
No.
He was just trying to jump over him so he didn't hit him, basically.
Molina recovered it. 50 seconds to go. And he shoves it. How about that?
Made a play, but Alabama just took 10 seconds off the clock. They're happy.
Looked like a shortstop trying to make the connection to second base. Manziel for 428 through the air today. Big one was a 95-yarder. Hagan comes. They don't get him again. Now he lobs it deep. It's caught again. Mike Evans again.
It's just the offense. I'll tell you what, if they get one throw to the end zone, I like the odds of Evans, don't you?
I think so.
You'd be better off taking interference on that play and letting them have the ball down there.
27 seconds to go. From the corner into the end zone, deep, incomplete. Ricky Seals-Jones, highly touted freshman wide receiver who's not been a factor in this one, did play in the opener against Rice. Look at
everybody's
Manziel.
tired.
Yeah, they're gassed.
Everybody's gassed. And A&M can't replace their guys now. They're too important. Manziel, Evans, they got to stay on the field. Evans can barely catch his breath, but he only has to go 2 yards down here to get into the end zone.
Blitz. Left corner. Kennedy. Touchdown, Aggies.
Well, we're going to get an onside kick, aren't we?
I believe so.
This is their #1 play down by the goal line when it's man-to-man. The two outside players slant in. The inside slot goes to the corner. If there's nobody back in the corner of the end zone, you throw it for the pylon.
Now Bertolette for the extra point with 15 seconds to go. That was Landon Collins trying to defend, and Kennedy comes down with it.
That guy in the background was holding up that defense sign.
Right.
Don't get much use of that around here, do you? That one's not going to wear out real fast.
.49-42, 15 seconds remaining. Onside kick forthcoming. Nick Saban's team goes back home next week to take on Jim McElwain, their former offensive coordinator in Colorado State. And the Aggies, their 4th game in a row at home. They will be here against SMU. Hoping against hope for a successful onside kick. And if that works, maybe 2 plays, maybe only 1. If that works.
They've got a timeout left.
Right. The hands team is up there.
Somebody better give Mike Evans some oxygen so he can be the guy on there in case they get the onside kick.
Well, they've got 10 men up, 1 man deep.
Right, they got 2 kickers. They could kick it either direction now. They're going to, look at this. Both guys going from opposite angles.
Right, Kyle Saris is on the near side, and that's Bertolette with his arm in the air.
Only 1 guy in the middle, though.
They come to the right. Amari Cooper, pretty good guy to have the ball in his hands.
Well, and I want to say Alabama survived because they earned this win. It was a tough win. And when the pressure was on, they came through and made the plays. But you can see, against this offense, you make a turnover, and you got to give Manziel the ball back.
Now, 42 points, the most points allowed by Alabama with Nick Saban as the coach. Well, Johnny Manziel trying to encourage his teammates. You saw the grimace on the face of the All-American Jake Matthews. And they will take a knee.
Neither team backed up a step in this game, did they?
Not at all.
Fought the whole way.
About 10 years off my life. We got great things. Tracy up here, you
Saban said you just took 10 years off my life. Oh, goodness. Well, there's Manziel. The respect among
absolutely
competitors. A.J. McCarron behind Howard Matthews, who had a big day defensively. He had to because they were getting into the secondary so often. And Nick Saban and Johnny Manziel with a brief exchange at midfield. Well, may they all be like this for the rest of our season.
Well, you know, we always say that it's hard to win a championship, and you got to earn it. Any conference. And this conference, going on the road against Manziel, playing Alabama, LSU, it's tough.
Let's go down to Tracy, who is with Nick Saban.
Well, actually, I'm with Nick Saban and A.J. McCarron. A.J., let me start with you. You talked all week this wasn't about revenge, but it has to feel good to get some payback here on the road.
It's not really about payback. It's another win for us in our program. Unbelievable job by our team, overall team win. I mean, the biggest point came down the hands team right there. And as Coach said, 60-minute ball game, and we played it.
Have to ask you about that last touchdown to Fowler, and you brought the coaches back onto the field. What did you say to them before that throw?
I just told Coach I wanted the ball in my hands. I felt comfortable with the play that we had, and I just, being a leader and being the competitor I am, I just wanted it in my hands to give a chance to win the ball game.
Well, congratulations. Amazing effort tonight. And, Coach, what does that say about your quarterback, that you can go there and trust him with an important play like that?
Well, that's the play that he wanted, and I always believe in the players. I really do. It was a play-action pass off the play that we've been running a couple times, actually the play that we fumbled on. So it was really a good call. It's a good call on his part. Doug really wanted to run it too, so it was great.
What can you say about Johnny Manziel? You told me yesterday this guy can't be stopped. And again, tremendous plays by him. I saw you have a conversation right before he left the field. What can you say about the type of competitor that he is?
Well, I think he's a great competitor. He just does a fantastic job for his team. He's a great leader. He makes a tremendous amount of plays that nobody else probably could make. We obviously have to play better on defense fundamentally. That's something that we need to work on, but you have to get Texas A&M's team a lot of credit. You got to give our offense a lot of credit. We said before the game, it's our team against their team, and our offensive team did a fantastic job.
Tremendous win. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
Vern?
All right, Tracy, thank you. Well, the Crimson Tide band will enjoy the trip back home. The handshake between a guy who used to be called the game manager.
Yep.
Not anymore.
He respects Manziel, but he likes his own quarterback. I'll tell you that right now.
And now it's time for the play of the game presented by Napa Auto Parts. With the call, here's Eli Gold of the Crimson Tide Radio Network.
With 13:03 to go in this third quarter. Straight drop Manziel, looks right, pumps, throws long, looking, it's tipped in the air, intercepted Alabama. Sunseri has his second pick of the year. He's to the 50, back the other way to the 40. He's to the 30, going down the left sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5, spin, forward, touchdown! Touchdown! 72 yards.
Well, it was something. Everything we hoped that it would be. A.J. McCarron with a big game. Johnny Manziel equally big in a losing cause. But Alabama wins it on the road. For Gary Danielson, Tracy Wolfson, the guys in the booths, and the gal in the booth, Katie McGuire, Butch Baird, Chuck Gardner, all of our gang. So long from College Station. The Jeep postgame show is up next after these messages and a word from your local station.